All right, we are live. We are live. We are live. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. If you are hearing me, please feel free to put a one in the chat. If you can hear me, put a one in the chat. We're going to get to it today. We're going to be talking a little bit about AI and mainly specifically within cybersecurity, but tech in general, right? So we're going to be having some discussion about, will AI be replacing you? Will it be replacing you? Will AI be replacing you? From cybersecurity professionals to anybody's job, right? Will you be? I'm just putting the title here. Will you be replaced by artificial intelligence? In the job market, can AI do your job? Octavius, welcome, man. Welcome, man. It's been a minute. Yeah, man. I've been putting up some content here and there, but welcome. Thank you for coming through. I'm gonna have to get new these. Thank you for coming through. We're talking about, is AI going to be replacing you? Will you be replaced by AI? Welcome, Octavius. Welcome, man. If anybody else is there, feel free to put a one in the chat. I'm seeing that my internet is kind of acting funny, so it might be a bit difficult to hear me or see me. Is my video, is it fuzzy? What's it looking like, y'all? Is it fuzzy? I'm going to go ahead and try to get it together before we start. Is it fuzzy? What's the video looking like, y'all? What is the... Sharon Hammonds. Welcome, Sharon. I think this is your first time here. I believe so, but welcome nonetheless. What does the video look like, y'all? Is it fuzzy? I know with my last stream, it was kind of fuzzy. Let me know. Video's good. You said the video's good. Okay, we can go ahead and rock then. We can go ahead and rock. Okay, let me go ahead and play the intro, and then we'll get right into it. I won't be here with you all for long. I got some other stuff to do today, but let's go ahead and start it off. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Struggle Security, where we are normalizing struggling in cybersecurity. And thank you all for coming back. Today, we're going to be hitting on a topic that everybody's been talking about, right? Artificial intelligence, right? As these products, these artificial intelligence products have been coming more and more into the market, it has caused certain work or certain employee type of disruptions, right? A lot of people have been thinking, hey, am I going to be replaced by artificial intelligence? Is my job at risk? Am I going to be having some issues here or there with getting employment, or will the machine take us over? Will Skynet come down, or will Skynet start to emerge as the primary work product or whatever, right? Will it take over humanity? Are machines going to get consciousness? Are they going to become sentient, right? These are the things that we're going to be talking about to some degree, but mainly with the twist on cybersecurity jobs. But we'll get into some other stuff too. And I do want to bring up some examples as we're going through, but I want to direct your attention to something I saw on LinkedIn, and I'm going to go ahead and share out my screen for you all. We're going to step through this thing that someone had written. It's probably back in April. They wrote it back in April, but I'm sorry. First, I do want to say, where has it been coming from? It's been coming. Where have the ideas that, artificial intelligence is going to replace us? Where has it been coming from? RTE, welcome. I think oh man, where is that? Is that Italy? What's that flag? Welcome to the chat. Tell me where you're from. I think this is your first time here as well. Welcome. Where are you from? Tell me, where is that flag? first question we're going to be answering is, where is a lot of this coming from? Where is a lot of this coming from? I've seen several articles being put up, or several discussion points being put up. Let's see. I think it's one from IBM. Let's see. IBM had a conversation. I think it was the IBM Versalis. Versalis. Nice. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for being here, and come back anytime. And also, for anybody who might be new here, or if this is your first time here, feel free to put any questions that you might have. Even if it's not on the topic that we're discussing, feel free to throw it there in the chat, and I'll start, and we'll try to get to it during this live stream. Because a lot of times when I do these live streams, I am attempting to connect more and more to the subscribers and to the audience. And a lot of times you connect with the people by answering some questions. So feel free to throw any questions that you might have within the chat, even if it's not on the subject that we're talking about here. Casual Economist, welcome. Win, welcome. And the chat got launched. Okay, sweet. Welcome. Thank you all for coming through. Thank you. Thank you all for being here. Imad Edini Owazani, welcome from Algeria. Okay, we getting international here. We are definitely getting international here. Welcome. Oh man, you guys are from everywhere. I guess this is a subject that a lot of people want to discuss or think about. Okay, yeah, this is chat. And the chat got launched. Chat GPT. Yeah. Definitely. I think that you're referring to what we were talking about before, about what caused this large emergence of artificial intelligence discussion when ChatGPT got launched. I absolutely agree with you. Octavius says that, will level 1 SOC jobs be gone? I need to get my foot in there first. So preliminary, I would say no. I don't think that it's that advanced at this moment. Let's even just talk about ChatGPT for 2 seconds, right? ChatGPT is a tool that is utilized in order to query a large set of data, and it accepts human input, right, in the form of text, in order to generate some type of response based upon its analysis, its ingestion of all of that type of data, right? And it gives you a response based upon that data set. Now, it's very good, right? It's something that can get you answers very quickly. It can go through the process of analyzing a very large set of data in a very short period of time. It make it human readable based upon the prompts that you put in there, right? But I think the thing about it is that one thing that I don't think people realize is that in order to enable the capabilities of these large language models, especially like that of ChatGPT or Bard that comes from Google, is that you need a human in the loop. There needs to be a human in the loop, right? How can a tool replace a job when that tool is used by people, right? Like, think about it, like a hammer. Hammer has a functionality of being able to, right, to hammer nails or any other type of something, I don't know, into a wall for a certain purpose. But you wouldn't consider the hammer without the human. The hammer needs to be used, or the tool needs to be utilized by a human. And I think tools like ChatGPT needed to be utilized by humans in order for it to be effective within a job market. So I don't think it's at the point right now where everything is being or AI is just replacing people. Now, I think that people are kind of bridging the gap, and I can see in some places this can happen, but it's kind of like artificial intelligence, but then there's also automation. Now, automation has been a conversation for years and years and years. And automation and replacing people's jobs is something that we can see. We can see there's some evidences of where repetitive jobs like data entry, things like production lines, things that can be done over and over and over and over again, where there's so much repetition. I think the thing about it is that you can see some of that being able to be automated. I can see that. But just artificial intelligence, especially artificial intelligence tools that are utilized by humans, I don't see that can just replace somebody's job just overnight. Okay. I'm going back to the chat. So hopefully that preliminarily answers some of your question there. RTE says, I am 16 years old and I would like to work in my field of cybersecurity in the US and study at the American University too. Absolutely, absolutely. I know that many universities have partnerships with other countries. So feel free to kind of research some of that. Maybe even use Chat GPT in order to find different universities that have partnerships with your country that have cybersecurity programs or engineering programs or any type of IT type of program whatsoever. So yeah, I heavily recommend you to kind of do some of that research, but even utilizing something like Chat GPT can definitely help you help expedite that search for universities. Because many times, like even my father, so my background, my father is from Nigeria and my mother is from America. My father got over here through a university that had a partnership with Nigeria, and they brought him over on a school visa. And he met my mom while they were both in college, and boom, here I am, and here my sister and the rest of my family is. So, I think that that's very possible through coming over through a university and studying. So look up some of those programs for sure. Doug, welcome, Doug. Welcome to the chat, man. And like he says, hit the like button for the algorithm. Hit the like button for the algorithm. Yeah, salute, man. Yeah, welcome. Octavia said, okay, hopefully that answers some of your question, but we can get a little bit more into it as we're talking. Struggle Family Atkins, welcome. You're here as always. Thank you for being here and with the Struggle Family. So let's keep on going. Oh, Casual Economist. I think I said hello earlier. Yes, absolutely. I need an AI that applies for job. You can use artificial intelligence to apply for jobs. You can definitely utilize that. That might be another video, but I've seen some stuff where it'll take you can write like a program that'll take your resume and your cover letter and apply it to jobs on certain websites. I forget the websites exactly, but more to come on that one. But yeah, where's all this coming from? That AI will replace jobs. I saw something where it was an IBM. I think the IBM CEO AI replace here. Let me see if I can find that article. Because IBM actually has an artificial intelligence product that's been out for I don't know how long. It's been out for years and years and years and years and years, like forever. But that doesn't seem to have replaced everybody. Anyway, let's see. Share. I'm going to share this here. Let me share the window. Let me know if you all can see this. And we're going to go through a couple of different resources that go over some of what we've been seeing, right? So this one says IBM to freeze hiring as CEO expects AI to replace 7,800 jobs. Now I think this is a little misleading because I don't know if you all have been seeing, but the tech industry as a whole, the tech industry as a whole has been going through an economic downturn where you've been seeing Amazon, you've been seeing Google, you've been seeing Facebook or Meta. They've been laying off a good amount of their staff in order to do cost cutting because of the economic uncertainties, right? There's just an economic downturn happening, especially within tech. There are several factors that occurred where one was that during COVID, there was a huge amount of hiring because many tech jobs were needed, many tech products were needed, so they found an influx of funds going towards a lot of those roles. And the fact that everybody was remote meant that a lot of that hiring pool was increased. That local hiring pool was increased because people could work from anywhere because just about all the organizations were remote at the time. So I don't know if I think that hiring freeze has happened because of the economic downturn more than artificial intelligence, right? It says, so CEO Arvind Krishna says 30% of non-customer facing roles could be axed in the next 5 years. So specifically, it's the IBM will freeze hiring as expected. I don't think it's just because of artificial intelligence. The tech giant's CEO has said. Anyway, I think that's one place that it has come from, right? That's one place it's come from. Let me check the chat really quickly. Wow, I need to hear more about that. Definitely more to come. Sharon says, I'm participating in the ISC Squared. Okay. Pledge 1 million free ISC certified in cybersecurity courses and exams program. Any thoughts on ISC? Yeah, ISC is a very well-known certifying body. Probably the most well-known certification is the CISSP, the Cybersecurity. What does CISSP stand for? I don't even know what. Let's see. Let me see if I can. It stands for. I should know that. Well, I don't have to know anything. Certified Information Systems Security Professional. That's the CISSP. So ISC Squared is well known for putting out that certification. So I do know they're very much so reputable. They're very reputable in the cybersecurity field. And so yeah, man, that's probably a very good program to be a part of. I got to take a look at it. It's called the ISC Squared Pledge 1 million free. That's cool. That's cool. Tell me more about it. Is it like are they giving out free certifications? Because that might be something that a lot of people within the chat might be interested in. Are they giving out free certifications or free training? Tell a little bit more about it. RT says, can I ask you a question about the jobs on Instagram or another network? Sure. My email address is there within my video or my YouTube channel description, the about section. Also, my LinkedIn is open. So you can feel free to throw me a chat there in the LinkedIn as well. Feel free. JP Morgan had quite an article saying ChatGPT replaced 30 million jobs globally. I thought that one was was that JP Morgan? Let me see. JP Morgan. I'm just searching AI 300 million. I think people are really much so looking for, let's see. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm looking at Business Insider right here. This one says bank giant JP Morgan advertised more than 3,600 AI related jobs, reports say, as Wall Street starts to embrace the revolutionary tech. Where is the 300 million? Let's see. Okay, according to that one. That was the next one I was going to go to. So Doug, it was that. So Goldman Sachs have reported that they are looking to, or generative AI, which is the ChatGPT product, could expose 300 million jobs around the world to becoming automated. But what's so interesting is that even at the same time, JP Morgan says that they're introducing more jobs. More, what does it say? JP Morgan advertised more than 3,600 AI related jobs, right? So as this IBM CEO was saying, hey, I think that everybody's going to get fired or all these jobs are going to go away. And you also see with the Goldman Sachs folk, they saying 300 million jobs will go away. Here we're seeing that JP Morgan is introducing 3,600 AI related jobs. That's interesting, because that's more of the opinion that I have, is that as artificial intelligence increases, the products increase, they become more integrated in the work environment. I think that that'll provide more room for jobs and for individuals to utilize in order to do their jobs better. I think that it's a tool, just like I mentioned. And I don't mean to repeat so much, but I'm seeing AI as a tool, artificial intelligence as a tool more than a replacement. A tool more than a replacement. What you saying, Zone? No baby on the stream. Dang, this will not be a struggle stream. I know my last stream, I have my little baby. I'm a new father. So I had a stream where I was trying to stream and had to have the baby there, but we had to cut that short. So if you all look at the last live stream, we had to cut it very short because I had to put her to sleep. She was grabbing at the Elgato here. She was grabbing at the computer screens and spitting up and everything. So that just can't be a part of the stream, right? I can't give you guys the information that you need in order to have a good stream. Okay. Yeah, so no baby today. Beef and Brock. Welcome, Beef and Brock, man. It's been a minute. Man. Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the stream. Shannon said, okay, great. That's great to hear. Yeah, about ISC Squared. I forgot what publication. Yeah, I know what you mean. Here, let's see if I can go to it now. Let me see if I can find that one, because I think that one was, yeah, definitely Goldman Sachs has said that one. Yeah, so Goldman Sachs, here, let me pull this up even more. And And we'll just look at it quickly before we get into a little bit more of the info. It says that AI systems like ChatGPT could impact impact, right? And I think that that's another thing. People get the wording incorrect. Impact, sure, it can impact it. Impact doesn't necessarily just mean negative. It doesn't mean that people are going to get fired. It could impact 300 million full-time jobs worldwide with administrative and legal roles, some of the most at risk. So when you talk about the ones at risk, I think that's what we were talking about before. Exactly, Lou. Welcome, Lou. Exactly. Impact does not mean replace. Impact does not mean replace. So just like I was saying earlier in the stream, those tasks that can be repeated over and over and over again, yeah, those can be replaced by artificial intelligence. But I'm seeing more of a this tool will be utilized in order to make jobs better, in order to give us a better output of work. But welcome, Professor Black Ops. Welcome, Citizen Lou. Day ones, A1s. Welcome to the chat, y'all. Welcome to the chat. Fellow tech brothers in arm, for sure. Yeah, but this is the one from Goldman Sachs. I mean, I don't even know if it's anything super. Here's a couple of items here. Generative AI could lead to significant disruption in the labor market. Says, what does that even mean? Researchers at the company estimated that the new tech could impact 300 million full-time jobs. AI systems could also boost global labor productivity and create new jobs. Okay, all right. That's the thing, man. That's the thing that really gets on my nerves, right? People will act as if it's doom and gloom. It's all bad. 300 million jobs gone overnight. Somebody even uses the term script kiddie, which is not even like a real it's not a IT tech term. It's really reference to individuals who are very low-level hackers, right? Those are script. Anyway, the thing about it is that people are not looking at the full breadth of information that's being put out there. They read an article title, or they read through an article and just skip over the information that is not even applicable to what's trying to be communicated. So as it says that 300 million jobs can be impacted, it also says in the same article that AI systems could boost global labor productivity and create new jobs, according to the report. Come on. Casual comments, what do you say here? I'm sorry. I know I pulled that up. Yo, are those AI apps called Lazy Apply or Sansa? Your boy is kind of struggling, need to move jobs ASAP. I saw a video where somebody wrote a Python program that would take their resume and cover letter from their desktop or whatever they were saving it as, and then they were using that to apply to certain jobs. I'll try to upload it maybe to the community tab at some point. Yeah, I'll try to do that. Sharon said, yes, you can share it in an audience, just INC million plus. Okay. If I Google it, it will come up. Okay, sweet. Yeah, thanks for that program. It's a free online program. Okay, nice. Okay, yeah, hit the like button. Like I said, Citizen Lewis here says, yeah, impact is not being replaced. And President Black Ops says, salute. Okay, let's get a little bit more into it. Let me stop the share for a second. And I do want to go to something that I saw that was kind of interesting. A colleague on LinkedIn actually kind of wrote about it. They wrote about the idea of, will AI replace cybersecurity jobs? And I think this can be applied to many other type of jobs too within tech. And I wanted to point out a couple of areas that I found and kind of elaborate on them as it concerns artificial intelligence replacing artificial intelligence. So this gentleman, and I can put the link here. I'll throw the link in the chat for you all if you all want to read it. If you all want to take a read. And it's called, Will AI Replace Cybersecurity Jobs? Understanding the Future of Cybersecurity in the Age of Artificial Intelligence. I want to highlight a couple of different areas because I am not just going to read the article like some other YouTube channels do. Let me see. Okay. This area. Okay. So at the beginning of this one, because the first part just talks about artificial intelligence and machine learning, but I do want to point out some of this here. This is I thought was very interesting. It says one of the primary misconceptions about artificial intelligence is that it can think and learn like a human. But the reality is that AI is still limited by the data it is trained on. It's limited by the data it's trained on. What does that mean? What does that mean? For those who have been using ChatGPT extensively, I'm sure that you all are seeing that sometimes you will put in a prompt and asking it for a certain answer, or asking it for some certain types of data, and it'll say, hey, we are limited to data only from 2021. We've only been trained to data from 2021. And I don't even know if you all have used Bard, but Bard is very limited too. They give very general and just high level answers. It's nothing that goes into any depth. It's nothing like what it says here. It's nothing like a human. It's not like a human. So to try to have a technology that's very much so in its infancy replace humans when it can't do what humans do, it can't think and learn like a human, is something that's it's very much so doom and gloom, right? It's doom and gloom, and people are reading into things way more than they should be read into. So what's up, brother Michael? He says, right. What's up, brother Michael? Well, and let's see what did I have on that. And I think it's similar to the emergence of PCs, right? PCs can do much more than a human brain can do as it concerns ingesting and analyzing large sets of information and large sets of data, right? I mean, we can put, I don't know, a spreadsheet of 1,000 different inputs and ask it for a certain string of information or data, and it can output it to say, hey, that information is here, that information is there, or it can add up way more than we can. It can do math better than we can do. But have we been replaced by the personal computer? Have we been replaced by it? No. We utilize it in order to accomplish better tasks. And so kind of I say that to say, rather, we have been able to apply ourselves to solving different types of problems rather than just data recollection and data analysis. We can use computers to do things faster, but our minds, our thoughts, our ability to be creative, that's something that is not that a computer can't do for us. A computer cannot do that for us. Okay? That's my first point that came from this article. I thought that was kind of enlightening. The next one starts with another reason. Let me find that one. Okay, this one. Another thing that it says is that another reason why AI cannot replace all cybersecurity jobs is that it is not perfect. And the thing about it is that hackers can create sophisticated attacks that can bypass artificial intelligence algorithms and exploit vulnerabilities that cannot detect, that AI cannot detect. And I think that that's so interesting because in cybersecurity, for those who have been in the field for so long, I think one thing that you recognize is that, especially if you're doing like red teaming and pen testing and offensive services, you recognize that we've been bypassing things for the longest. I mean, there are tools written to bypass EDR, right? Endpoint detection and response, or antivirus tools, things to bypass firewall rules or web application firewalls. We've been bypassing computer defenses for forever because of humans, right? We don't bypass it because of just technology. The technology doesn't give us the creative ability to bypass certain tools and techniques, but we can recognize patterns. We can recognize we created the technology so we can understand the internals of bypassing it. So, and I want to bring the example to something. I don't know if you all have ever heard of LOL bins or LOL bins. And it's actually what it is. It's a term that refers to executables that can be used as a part of operating systems that can be exploited to perform some type of attack. And I've used it several times. Here, let me pull up one of the LOL bins or just the website, and we can do like a little walk through. And then after this, I might have to drop because we got some other things we got to do today. So LOLBAS or LOL bins, and LOLBAS is the same thing as LOL bins, except stands for Living Off the Land Scripts and Libraries. Living Off the Land Scripts and Libraries. So this is the website, right? Again, these are internal like tools and executables that individuals can use to bypass something that didn't come from artificial intelligence. It can be used to bypass security defenses. So one that you all might be very familiar with is like CMD, right? Command, right? Command.exe. Anytime you all are on like a Windows system, you all can run command.exe, and that's like your terminal, that little black background screen that goes blink, blink, blink with the white lettering. That is your command.exe. So if we click on this one here, we go into command.exe. And again, this is one of the loud bins. And it kind of goes over, it tells you that the command line interpreter in Windows. And then it tells you the path where this is located. But it even gives some examples of where individuals have used this to exploit and to bypass certain cybersecurity defenses. So let's go into one of these. So here, and this is from December 13, 2022. It says a new login using the Windows type to or the Windows type command to upload and download files. So this login, this command.exe, it's a modified version of command.exe that was used to bypass. So this is the terminal, right? It's used to bypass the security defenses within a Windows system, where it's called living off the LAN. So cmd.exe is a part of the LAN. It's already there within the Windows operating system. This can be modified in order to do something malicious. So it looks like they were using it in order to do some file transfer. So displaying the basics. I want to see where it gets kind of nice. They get into some of the, let's see, combining the concepts. Let's see. So looks like they can use it. I'm just trying to see where they actually use it. Here. I see that they're doing some file transfer or some renaming of some files here. Limitations. Yeah, I would have to go into more depth on this one, but this is here, right? This is one of the bins, right? Something that humans have created in order to bypass security defenses within a Windows operating system. This is something that cannot be done by artificial intelligence. This is something that cannot be done by artificial intelligence. So I think that that's something that's really important that I wanted to bring up there. And I also want to bring this up. So for those who might be worried, I wanted to give you a little bit more of some information that might help you to recognize, hey, what are some of the jobs that people are not finding that will be automated? Because automation is coming. Automation is coming to some degree, but we want to look at some of the ones that are suspected to are not going to be automated or cannot be automated as easily. And this is from the U.S. Careers Institute.edu. So let me go ahead and share this out, and then we'll close out. I don't want to. We got to dip out. I got to dip out with the family soon. I got to dip out with the family. Hold up 1 second. Let me show this. Let me know if you are seeing this. You should be able to see this. Let me go ahead and zoom in a little more here. And this one is called the 65 jobs with the lowest risk of automation. Because, a lot of times when individuals kind of talk about this stuff, they kind of go into some of this subject matter. They don't talk about the stuff like things that can help you. Right? People don't talk about things that can help you. So, I want to go into something that I've been seeing that can help you understand. So this is the 65 jobs with the lowest risk of automation by artificial intelligence and robots. Like it says here, the 65 occupations were all determined to have an automation risk probability of 0% based on the abilities, knowledge, skills, and activities required in order to do the job. So, right? So with the same low risk of automation, they are ranked in order of their projected growth by 2031 to see which occupations that are thrive. So boom, right? We're throwing something here. So number one, shoot, man. Let me start from the bottom. Act like y'all didn't see the top ones. Okay? Act like y'all didn't see the top ones. Let me see what y'all saying here. Tony said, can't replace me with AI robot. Gonna need to maintain the wiring of this MFer. Absolutely. You must be an electrician. Definitely same. I look at it as empowering. I look at it as something empowering for sure. Jesse said definitely quality testing jobs for sure. Definitely empowering, man. Like I've been utilizing it for some of my content creation. It's making a lot of things easier. AI would definitely help with internet marketing, though. Definitely will. I'm sure it will. Facts, facts, facts. Everybody's saying it. What's up, Dusty? Welcome to the chat, man. Yeah, welcome to the chat. Dusty, like, dang. Let's see. So let's start from the bottom really quickly. I'm not gonna go into every single one of them, but it also gives like the role. It gives like a salary, and it looks at the projected growth of that market or the projected growth of that job. Let me see really quickly. I probably got to go downstairs. Uh-oh. Nah, we might have a little bit more time. I might be able to open it up. Like my wife's stuck in traffic. Hold on, let's see. Let's see. Is she here? Nah, I don't think she here. All right, she's stuck in traffic. So let's keep going. Let's keep going. So starting at the bottom. Let me zoom in more. Let's see if I can zoom in more. Okay. We are talking about first one is manufactured building and mobile home installers. So these are the handyman, right? But for mobile homes. These are the handyman. This is the overall salary, right? 36K. That's poverty. Yeah. I don't know. That might be like these little one-off jobs for mobile homes. Building and mobile home installers. Yeah, that don't look good. Okay, so that's not looking like it's having a very large growth, but that's something that doesn't seem to be able to be replaced by automation easily. Chief executives. I know Sis and Lou has a opinion of those individuals, but they probably won't be replaced. I don't know all the reasons, but I'm just going over these. And fish and game wardens, landscape architects. Right, we're seeing a lot of these as where you have to go on site and deal with the you got to go on site and deal with people, systems. You have to build, you have to get your hands dirty, lift things. There's some levels of that. But even like, so one thing that I'm seeing with like landscaping, interior designs, these individuals have to be creative, right? How do you automate creativity? I'm not seeing that. So landscape architects and interior designers, we're not seeing those as being something, but they have some job growth here. Now then we get into the medical fields. That's one thing that not a lot of people are talking about. The medical fields really very difficult to automate a lot of this stuff, right? So you get into your obstetricians and gynecologists, pediatric surgeons, sports medicine, hospitalists, medical. These are all medical professionals, emergency management directors. That might be something a little different for organizations, but surgeons. So these are all medical. Very high salaries here. 296, almost 300K, 250, 250. Yeah. They get into some bags here. Preventative medicine, right? Surgeons. Back to some of the creativity, right? Architects. Except landscape and naval, right? Surgeons, clinical neuropsychologists. You got to interact with people. Neuropsychologists, neurologists, dermatologists. But then you have here first line supervisors and police and detectives. You have law enforcement. These individuals don't seem to be the ones that will be replaced by automation. How do you automate law enforcement, police and detectives? Individuals that have to that have to keep the peace, right? I don't know where that salary came from. I didn't know that they made that. Maybe detectives to some degree, but Dusty said RoboCop need a manager. Absolutely, RoboCop does need a manager, but that technology has been out for a while, right? How long has it been? Like y'all been seeing those Boston Scientific videos for like forever. Those Boston Scientific videos been forever. They've been developing robots to do things like humans for years. I mean, I feel like it's been when I was in college back in the early 2000s. Been seeing a lot of those videos, and they're like, "We're gonna get replaced. We're gonna get replaced," and we haven't seen that come to fruition yet. Let's see what else you guys have been saying. Yeah, electrical and HVAC. Okay, dope. Go. I think you guys would be all right. 37K is probably no, it's not. My bad if I'm wrong. The ability to cross trains is beneficial though. Better nerd up. Absolutely, absolutely. AI won the art contest. No, it didn't. Did it? They didn't win the art contest. But I think the thing about it is that kind of how we were talking about before, Professor Blockhouse, humans need to insert that as a tool. Like, well, humans need to utilize that as a tool in order for it to have that outcome. So I think it can probably do it faster, maybe better to some degree, but you still need a human in the loop. You don't take the human out in order to win that art contest. You need a human in the loop. At least from my understanding. Correct me if I'm wrong. Biomed is definitely going to be lit again, and roads led to electrical. All roads lead to electrical. Absolutely, I can pull that up to Professor Black Ops. Let's see. My oldest brother is a nerd. Sheesh, getting to a biggity bag. Doug says it's Bio GPT, the same as Chat GPT. I haven't heard it, except it is specifically for the medical industry. I heard it mentioned in a few videos, but not much detail. I haven't heard of Bio GPT. I might have to leave in a minute. We gotta take the baby to her swimming lesson. And I think we might have to go soon. We think we have to go soon. Actually, let's see. Actually, 1 second. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Actually. Great news, y'all. Great news. I'm about to drop the link. We're postponing the stuff. We're postponing the baby's swim lesson. So hey, listen, I'm dropping the link for anybody who want to hit the link and have a discussion. We're gonna just go through these and have a little discussion about the things that probably cannot be automated, the things that are not looking to be automated. Yeah, I am happy. Ain't you happy? I'm gonna go in. Atkins said, hey, what's good? Welcome, Professor Black Ops. What's up, man? You're muted.
Oh, my bad. How are you doing, man?
Good, man. Welcome.
Yeah, I think I'm right in the middle of where you at. So I think I'm in the middle of you and Dr. Dix.
Dr. D. Yeah,
Dr.
man.
Dix
like
got
Dr.
the world
D.
ending, and you kind of like, go ahead.
Dr. D do got the world ended, man. He's been saying that for years, though, man.
Yeah,
he's been saying it for years. So Dr. Dix, he's a doctor. I think he got his PhD in like automation and machine learning, or a combination of a lot of those, maybe about 3 or 4 years ago, right? And he's been kind of going around saying, listen, automation is going to replace everybody. Automation is going to replace everybody. But I don't have the same opinion, man. I do not have the same opinion of it. I don't. No.
I think I'm in the middle. Like I said, I think Dr. Dix got the world ended in 4. I think 10, but like you said, everybody's not going to get it. And 2, with cybersecurity, there's such a shortage. So I think it's filling that shortage. Right. The thing is with AWS machine learning, I mean, that's your gig. You can't look through a petabyte of logs, right? You're going to need some machine learning, artificial intelligence, right? So I think it's filling those gaps. But just real quick, what I think of it is it used to be typing pools that before your time in the 50s. There used to be a lot of administrative assistants. Those people don't exist anymore. They're gone, right? Everybody types their own papers. So I think you're going to start seeing slowly industries just kind of disappear. I think paralegals are going to kind of go down that way. In the future. Long story short, that I did a video where a lawyer used ChatGPT, did check the citations and got reprimanded because ChatGPT had a few wrong information. You got to double check it, right? But I think you'll see industries like that. I think paralegals over the next 10 years probably going to disappear. We know cashiers are gone. So I think it's that. So I'm in the middle of you and Dr. Dix. Go ahead, man.
It's been happening though, right? I mean, we've been seeing the Walmarts. I've been seeing like Taco Bells and McDonald's. They have these kiosks, but that's been happening for years and years and years. Why, as soon as artificial intelligence come into the picture, they're saying like it's going to be gone. So,
I think what artificial intelligence is going to do is I think it's hit more industries simultaneously, right? So I think over that 10, because remember, it used to be stock market floors and like with the Eddie Murphy movies, all that's computerized and high frequency trading, right? Those guys don't exist, right? So I think those industries are going to start getting picked off more and more. Where it used to be 1 or 2 every 10 years, I think you're going to get like big 10 or 20 or 30 of those industries but not at one time. Like I said, I don't think Dr. Dick's 4 years. I think 10, and they're just going to slowly test it. And, you're going to be like, wow, there's no, because when I was young, I worked at a Fortune 500 pharmaceuticals. I shit, it was 2,000 administrative assistants.
Really?
Yeah, but now
2,000.
Yeah, because old guys didn't type their own papers, right? They were from the type. I know old guys would print out their email and have the AA do it because they weren't familiar with computers. But now those jobs don't exist. So I think that's what I think you're going to see. Those jobs, like I said, trading. Now that's you trade from your desk. You get on your TD trade. You can put limits in and all the things those guys used to do, right? So I think you're going to see that at a high level. Just about probably 30 or 40 jobs, that slowly just going to disappear over 10 years. That's my take on it.
But then nobody talks about the job that they're looking that will come to the market, right? Yeah. Like, why do you think people are so focused on the jobs that are going away and not focus on the jobs that are coming to be?
Because as we well know, and we're bad about that, Black men and Black women do a better job. We don't get college degrees, and we don't go to boot camp. There's only 3% of FBA into the tech nerds. So if all those jobs gonna go to tech nerds, who's gonna get them? It ain't gonna be us. So I think that's why you talk. And two is people talk about, well, I'm a farmer, I'm gonna move over to ML. That doesn't happen, man. Because I'm at a point now, I'm 55, man. After I get this last cloud, I ain't got nothing left in me, bro. You're gonna be with the baby, man. I might have to come over and babysit, man. I'm trustworthy. I'm about done. I'm about done. So I think that's why you see it like that, because people are like, those people are gonna transfer. Nah, those people gonna be intense in Cali in a minute. Because very few people make that jump to tech. I mean, you were in the game and going from nuclear to cyber ain't easy, and you in the tech game. Me going from mainframe to cloud was a big jump, and I'm in the game, man. So I think that's what's gonna make it harder.
You're right.
You chime in on that.
Right. No, you got it, man. I was just going through this list, but just trying to get ideas and understandings and seeing what everybody's saying in the chat. I don't see any skilled trades on the list. No, there were some skilled trades. Here, let me go back to that list.
But why are you looking up the list? Nobody goes in skilled trades because it's not cool. If you ain't in a suit selling real estate, you ain't cool, right? If you ain't doing that, if you doing HVAC, you ain't cool until they know you make 100,000.
So I saw these down here. So manufacturing, building, and mobile home installers. That seems to be a skilled trade. I thought I saw some other ones. But I think they're higher on the list. So this is very early. This is very early on the list, because I think that these are probably like a lot of these medical things, not to say they can't be automated at all, because they're definitely using robots to do surgeries these days. I know that they do a lot of surgeries with robots, but a lot of times it is the surgeon or the physician who is directing the operation. So even though they're lower here, I do think that there's still some automation involved in some of their processes. What do you think?
Well, no, you're right. And two is they're trying to make that to help rural and poor, because you got telemedicine is hot. I got that as a benefit. If you're sick, you jump on a computer and you take your own blood pressure and give it to the doctor, and they do you something. Because that's the point is, especially when you go to regular medicine, you don't make real money as a regular family doctor anymore. You got to go on a specialty. So once again, there's a shortage. So tech's trying to fill that shortage, right?
Absolutely. And then we see teaching, right? We see a level of teaching here at 39, education administrators, kindergarten through secondary. That's something that's like, you don't want your very young, I know I'm not gonna want my very young child to be sitting in front of a computer all day. I need them interacting with other students. I need them interacting with teachers and gaining personalized instruction. So, I think that that's another one that you don't see being automated. Actually, I think I saw something being written about how in different countries, like East Asian countries, like I think in China, maybe they utilize computers a lot more in the education of the kids, right? Almost like they're programming the kids to learn a certain way. But, that takes that, again, like I was mentioning, human out of the loop. They take the human out of the loop. And then what is the result? So early education, I think, is another one that's very difficult to automate. Yeah.
Well, my gloom and doom, shout out to the black pill. I think if your tax base doesn't support your local school in the next 10 years, you're gonna be doing it because people figured out you can do it, over the internet, right? Because of COVID. Maybe not for kindergartens, but I think if you're school based, because most schools are suffering, especially in poor areas. They got metal detectors. Cops are slamming kids. One girl broke a teacher's leg. So I think in a minute all that's just gonna be automated.
So you're saying that for lower income folk, lower income areas, they're gonna augment, right? Or they're gonna replace because a lot of those teachers don't want to be there, right?
And they're not
getting paid.
And the problem is it's the same thing when you're a junior cyber guy. Once you get experience, you go somewhere better to make money. So once they get there in the hood and they got 2 years, they go into the suburbs and those people are struggling. Yeah. That one girl maced the student in the face because he took her phone. So,
wow.
So if you look at that, so I think in the future, especially, the federal government's going to need to start cutting jobs. So I just think in the future, it's just safer. I might, if I'm in a bad area, I might just say, I want my kids to learn on, especially if I'm working remote and I'm by my kid and I can assist them.
Yeah.
Right, but I don't know. That's me and my.
I can see it. I can see it.
I was on.
This is another one here.
Go ahead.
This is another one by Tony. He said, "Mechanical, electrical engineers at my job do well. The heating and cooling plant needs personnel 24/7, and we are responsible for the entire campus on the industrial level of electrical and HVAC. There, right? You need people to service these devices, and that's the thing, right? Legacy systems, legacy devices. Some are not going anywhere."
They're not.
So those are systems that don't integrate with the technologies and the networks of today. They don't have cloud infrastructure. They're not even network connected where you're able to monitor them with the computer. So those who have skills for traditional HVAC and building management system assets, they still need to be employed for those buildings that are still in function. So yeah, that's important.
I got a question for you though. Just dovetailing off of that. Do you think the new systems in the cloud, they're going to get better where they can say after so many of this hours, we just need to replace it because we know in this winter with this heat, right? So once again, I don't think you're going to get rid of them. I just don't think you're going to need less of them because I just think you're going to figure out those dynamics and you're not going to wait for it to break. Right. And I think we're there with PCs. I was talking to a young guy talking about he want to fix PCs. I'm like, dude, I work for a large state. We buy them by the boatload. We pay $200, man. We're not gonna let you solder a $200 PC.
Ain't nobody.
It's not worth it, man.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
Man. Did I hit a point? Go
ahead. Who trying to fix some PCs anymore? Who trying to do that?
Somebody told me that.
Computer, man. Getting some little screwdrivers and whatnot. And come on, ain't nobody do. We will replace them by buying new things.
Facts.
That's what we doing today.
If we make it even better, right? You know the movie. We're gonna erase the hard drive, give it to the school, get a tax write-off, and give it away.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Ain't nobody doing that. Nobody's doing that. And that's why sometimes I listen to what people talk about tech, people who've been in it for a long period of time. It's nothing being there for a long period of time. I think having an antiquated mindset where you're trying to give people advice for today, I think that's where you kind of run into some issues, right? Because I'm just like, why are you telling people to be computer technicians?
I know I was confused when he asked me.
I don't know. I see a lot of different things. Hear a lot of different things. I'm like, you got to get some more recent, up-to-date information for people. And it's okay if that's like a hobby or something that you want to do, but you don't want to start to lead people down the road. Like, I don't even know. I feel like even the security, I'm not security, but the A+, I feel like that's like an antiquated set at this point.
It's good. If you have no experience and you my age and you never really got it, I can see. But I want to give a shout out to you, Black Heights, Women in Linux, is just thinking about different ways. And pay, y'all got me thinking about pay. I was confused on the pay. Even I'm antiquated. PBO got to learn too. So that's why you need to make sure you're listening to reputable people and be open. Like, me and Gabe, we bump heads sometimes, but even as an old guy, I got to realize I started from the mainframe. Some of the stuff I know is not transferring to the new economy. So you always got to be learning too. So I just want to throw that shout out to the crowd.
For sure, man. For sure. Anytime, man. And, learning for what it's been is also important. And learning about some of those differences. I think that it's all important to kind of.
I'm interrupting you because I side a little bit because it's cool, but sometimes, man, you get set in your ways and it's hard to make that leap, man. Because when I went from relational object, my mindset, sometimes you just need to start with the new stuff. Don't bring that baggage with you. That sometimes you get some baggage.
Why do that at times? Like why go with the old stuff when the new stuff is here and the new stuff is being implemented? Like I get it if you're still supporting older infrastructure and systems and devices, sure, but like I don't know. I hear all types of stuff, man. I hear all types of stuff.
Oh, facts, man. So, I see you out there. You got opinion too, so
man, you know me. You know me, I squabble up in the chats, man. He's squabbling up in the chats,
man. I try to be kumbaya with everybody. Be rolling his sleeves up. I be like, I don't want. I'm like keeping techie. I'm too old. I want no smoke today. Go ahead.
Yeah, we squabbling, man. In the chat, yeah, it's nothing. So, Atkins says, according to the device manufacturer's data, there were approximately 644,000 robotic assisted surgical procedures performed by the United States. Yeah, man, it's been there. So you're absolutely right, Akin. Thank you for providing that. Yeah, it's been there, right? All these procedures, but the surgeons and those individuals, very difficult to replace. I mean, the medical field is still very much so. They're still focused on exams. No. You got to go through the residencies, the internships. They're still there. Like the law, I think the law field, like you mentioned with paralegals, I think that might be one of the main ones that's affected. Because I'm not seeing any of those folk here. I haven't seen them yet on this list.
I tell you though, if you look at medical, especially for the robots, my mom was in a nursing home for about 3 years before she passed. I think where they're gonna play is CNA. Because if you go there, if you ever spend any time, I used to go visit my mom a lot. That was my pharmacist. Red lights is 70% of that just get them to the bathroom, man. So if you can have a robot just assist somebody to the bathroom, take them back.
You think so?
Bed. Yeah. I know, man. I seen it. I seen it.
See, but the elderly, I don't think a lot of elderly are with that. A lot of elderly do not utilize technology as a care mechanism.
No, I think the nursing home is going to use it to help their CNA and their service.
Oh, you think they will?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. And two is, I think maybe once you get them to is, I think once they get to a certain part, I think the robots can help you when you're at home. Right. So sometimes if your mom's at home and you got to check on, you don't have to go to the nursing home. If the robot can help her to the watch her, make sure she's taking her meds on a good time. I think that's the sweet spot for medical.
Yeah.
And I think most of it, like you said, it ain't nothing to do with surgeon, nothing to do with nurses. Like I said, just general stuff. Because when you go there, man, every red light was on. I was freaking out when why is he red light? It's just people want to go to the bathroom, man. I
don't know what none of that does mean. All right.
So, man, I pray you don't, man. Like I said, it was, but it's the elderly. Hopefully, your parents
elderly
get there.
Care.
I told my son, you better watch me. I'm gonna need a robot. But
Here go Tony. Tony says, hence why he got himself out of construction and got into maintenance versus building structures. Okay, for sure. Says living his best life on the married side of the game. I like it. Computer tech stuff. I use those skills for my studio. I know Tony makes a lot of different music. He makes beats. He makes all different types of audio. He's an audio extraordinaire. So I would say check out his channel too. Check out Tony's channel for beats, and I think that you even have some services, Tony. So feel free to throw your links and your information there in the chat. You said you're currently doing surgery on I don't even know what that is. A Miko LXD.
Okay, yeah.
Putting a new hard drive and motherboard in that joint. about to max that mud out with new parts. Okay, Tony. Thank you for sharing, man. Definitely appreciate it. Atkins says, will knock and sock analysts be vulnerable to automation? I think to some degree, right? I think I think that alerts will probably be like a SOC level 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Or SOC level 1, 2, 3, or whatever. I think that it'll probably be at level 0 too. So like Splunk, right? Splunk is implemented in a SIM, right? Splunk as the SIM. I think that when some of those alerts come in, they'll start to go through, right, that of a large language model first to be able to look at historical data from looking at threat intelligence feeds, things that have already tried to affect your industry and your organization, and then give you maybe some type of ranking. Then that will probably go to someone like a level 1 or a level 2. And so I think that might be more, I think it's going to be in the mix of SOC and the NOC, rather than just a SOC or SOC level 1 is gone. But what do you think, Professor Buckhouse? What do you think?
And that's what we talked about before, is you can't look through a petabyte of logs. So if you look at AWS, you look at their guard, that's what that does. And two is that helps small companies kind of come up with a SOC, because most small companies, you don't have the expertise to do that. So I think that's where automation, once again, is filling that gap of, like you said, you can't find that talent and you can't build a SOC. So AWS builds that for you. So I don't think you're losing people. Like you said, I think it's rolling up, and you're going to do the automation. You're going to look at it, right? You're going to take the risk. Like you said, it's going to rank them, but you might be like, okay, we got these other defense in depth that's handling this thing it finds, right? So once again, I think it's filling the gap. I don't think you're going to need as many people, but we can find those people anyway, right? So
true. And that's another thing in cybersecurity. It's been a talent gap. It's been a talent gap. So if anything, artificial intelligence and automation will help fill some of that gap that's there. And that gap means that those are people who are not sitting in desks, who are not sitting in front of computers fighting against the bad guys. So, seeing that there's a gap already there and that there's artificial intelligence coming in, why would you have artificial intelligence replace where people are already sitting when there's a gap? Wouldn't make sense. So that's a good point. Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah,
and like you said too, is some of your other things is when you look at FireEye, they had their SOC so people can go in, they can get TPTs and help them look at them. Right, that's not replacing people. That's adding to them, because we didn't have those skills. We couldn't afford those skills on site, right? So that's why you pay for them, so you can get those dashboards and you can get those talents, because they're gonna give you those TTPs up front to help you, right? You're not losing people. Once again, you got a gap, and you can't get that talent anyway, because I think they were short of 800,000 cybersecurity professionals. I think it was something. I think we're gatekeeping a little bit on there. That's a separate discussion. But once again, that's kind of where I'm in the middle of you and Dix thinks they're going. Like you said, I think we're the gap. So I think we're taking them out, but there's no people to take out because we can't fill the gap. Go ahead.
Man, I was looking at some previous analysis techniques from years and years, maybe 10 or 15 years ago. Do you know that probably one of the most commonly used cybersecurity forensic tools was strings? Have you heard of strings before? So strings is like a Linux. I think it's on like all operating systems. Okay. It's literally a program that pulls out all of the strings of text and data within a data set, and it just throws it onto a terminal. So if I ran strings.exe on say for instance a PCAP file or some type of text file, it'll just pull out all different types of strings. And do you know that people, and the forensic analysis technique would be people going through each one of the strings in order to find where bad was. Do you know how time consuming and crazy that is? That's
but you gotta remember there's so much more data now too that you really couldn't do that, right? And that's where if you look at AWS, they got Guardian, 3 or 4 tools to help you do that. So like you said, I think automation is there, but we're in such a gap. I don't think it's taken away from the industry yet. And you need people to do the automation. And two is just a whole nother thing is, and I think Gabe's gonna come back, is we talked about script kiddies. With the ransomware as a service, they get so many more tools. Script kiddies are actually going up a level, so you need even more cybersecurity now, because script kiddies are getting dangerous because the tools are so much better. Once you use Onion, Kali Linux, Kali Purple, there's just so many ways for script kiddies to attack that is such a high level. You need more cybersecurity, because script kiddies now are taking people out, because you can get ransomware as a service, malware as a service. Once you get Kali Blue, Kali Black, I'm making shit up now, but
no, you're right
out there. And so you need more cybersecurity people. So that's why you're here, I'm here, other people here. Shout out to Keep It Techie. Before the Billions, we're trying to get you into this game program. Even though automation is going to hit tech, we're just such a shortage. You're going to need more people to help to do the automation.
Because what's happening is that technology is becoming more and more a part of our lives, which means that you're going to need more and more resources, more and more technology, and more and more resources in order to fill some of these gaps. So, and again, Tony, anytime, man, I'm just catching up on the chat really quickly. I think Doug put out Tony's information. So if you want information on music, on beats, or just anything digital that will cause some good stuff to come to your ears, check out Tony's channel. That's right there. Doug posted the link. I don't know what Zone said. He probably said something wild. Did you change your name? I think that's a little conversation there. You guys are talking. Before the Billions is here. Welcome, Before the Billions. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming through, man. And then we got okay, I remember Tony Anthems, BDB, everybody saying what's up. Everybody say you appreciate that music today. SBE streams. He said this is way more beneficial than those SBE streams that flooded the space. Finally, some cats I can relate to. Anytime, man. Come through. I want to do these more often, but I mean, it's got life, man. Life be
real life.
Let me tell you, life be lifing. Life be doing this thing, man. So even now, man. Actually, I think we might eventually go for a walk in a minute because the wife she's like, yeah, we gotta get out here and get active. So gotta get to it.
No, shout out.
Want to go through some more of these,
when you get the kid, it'd be life be really life. When you like PBO, his kids grown. That's all
it's happening, man.
But real quick though is I think you touched on a lot of people don't realize this. Tech is so integrated in our life now. Everybody's creating a website. Everybody's doing something with tech. Everybody's spinning up. Everybody's on YouTube trying to be the next KS and make $50,000 a month. All that's tech, right? So you need more technologists. And the sad thing is, even when ChatGPT generates code, Gabe's gonna like this. I never see any validation in it. I never see any security in it. So even if ChatGPT, it ain't. I think it's gonna get there in the next 3 years, but it's trying to do basic loops. But where's the validation? Where's the checks?
That's it.
Where's the MITRE put in there? Go ahead.
And that's the thing, right? Like you need somebody who knows what good looks like in order to validate what the output from those ChatGPT and Bard tools. It's not just you just click, you click and go. You need to just like you mentioned, validate, safety check. Because when you're deploying code within a production environment, you don't want it to mess everything up because you know who'll be responsible, who won't be getting ChatGPT won't be getting blamed. You will. The managers will, the supervisors will, the people will. So man.
Just real quick to chime on that, but that's the difference between an immature company, a mature company, and a company dealing with federal stuff, right? There's levels to this, right?
Yeah.
So
we ain't even talking about the government yet. We ain't even talking about that, but go ahead.
Right. So I think that's where, there's a lot of people that's going to pull ChatGPT. I think it's going to do wonderful work. But once again, you're going to have vulnerabilities. You're going to have gaps, and you need to double check it. And I think a lot of people are missing that piece.
And my work environment, at my consulting firm, we can't use it for customer delivery information or customer deliverables. We can't because it has not been validated. It's not something that our customers have agreed to. And we don't want to upload sensitive customer data to a repository that we are not informed of where all that data goes. So, I've been seeing it more banned, and in the DoD, it's something to stop it, right? Or
it's
banned.
It's banned.
It's banned, right?
It's banned.
So people talking about ChatGPT, right? Large language models, this type of artificial intelligence is going to be replace people, but people are already finding bugs in it and issues. I know you've done several videos of where I think it's been breached several times, right?
Yeah, it was
some
issues
have been happening.
They had a CVE where people could see your search. So, like you said, if you had customer proprietary data in there while you was using it, it could be flow over, right? Spillage. It was in the wrong place, meaning I could see your search, right? So, and there's been a couple issues with ChatGPT. If you look at Samsung banned it, or you can only use it in certain ways inside big companies. So, two is I think Microsoft spent $10 billion, so I'm sure they're working on it, right? But once again, it's not today. It's going to take 4 or 5. But once again, it's levels to this. You like me, you work in the Fed space. You got NIST, HIPAA, FedRAMP. So there's certain security qualifications that ChatGPT does not meet yet. So you can't use it for those type of data, right? So
100%. I'm seeing John Reynolds jumping in the chat. Man, John, you got a lot going on here. Let's see. It says, sorry to interrupt. I'm John. I'm from India. Dope. Happy for you to be here. Yeah, it says, I'm currently new in training for cybersecurity in my training company, cybersecurity company. Okay, you got a company. And after completion of the training, they're saying, hey, we give you a job based on the selling a product like EDR. Okay, They can give technical work with it. Okay, that's interesting. Will I be able to upgrade my analyst position to a future chief level position, as well as help me earn money and salary for future in the path new job? I already said yes. Well, you already say yes, man. So you're gonna have to live with that. But I don't know exactly. Is this a company in India? Is it a company in the US? Because there are, I know after some boot camp organizations, they do help you with job placement and assistance. So that might be something that might be beneficial to you. But you going from an analyst to a chief level, I think that's a process that I really can't speak of. Okay, it's an Indian company. Okay, thank you for that. I would say that be as malleable as you can be. So I think that a lot of times in cybersecurity, once you get your first role, then you're rolling, right? So once you become an analyst, don't stay there, but start to look at what does it mean to become an engineer, right? A cybersecurity analyst to an engineer, then a cybersecurity engineer to a cybersecurity architect, then maybe a cybersecurity architect to a manager or a director, and then typically that next path would be to like a chief or a chief information security officer. So I would say starting off at the analyst and doing your best job possible that you can do in that role, and then looking to expand and go up to the next level. But best regards or best wishes for your future journey, and happy that you were able to finish that program that you were talking about. So
let me get a little piece of that.
Sure.
I guess my only thing is you gotta put respect on a chief information security officer. Yeah. You just can't throw it out there like that, man. And two is me and Gabe's favorite part is a lot of those guys have master's degrees and a lot of certs when you get at that chief job. And two, a lot of those guys have, like Gabe mentioned, and he's in closer to me, is you got to have budget responsibility, right? You got to start doing, you just can't say chief, man. There's a lot of things, like you said, to build up to that, right? You going from analyst, that's like going from, I'm driving a buggy and now I'm trying to drive a Formula One. And two, is this the last thing I'm saying, I want to take over this. There's not a lot of those jobs, man. When you talk about chief information security officer, I work for big companies, man. We've had 600 programmers. It's only one CISO, man. There's only one CIO. It's not a ton of those guys. So you got to make sure you build your skill up. And a lot of that's networking too. You got to get your LinkedIn in. You got to progress. I would try to get some degrees. I know we talk about degrees aren't as important. And I agree at the lower level, but once you get to the top, you talk about chief security information officer. I'm supposed to interview 3. All the guys I'm interviewing got degrees.
Yeah, same. I've been seeing the same exact thing. So probably some starting points for you is definitely getting that LinkedIn, like Professor Blackout said, getting your LinkedIn to really display your skills and capabilities for that security analyst role. Another one is building that network, building your relationships with other cybersecurity professionals on LinkedIn, or whether going to conferences or people that you might work with. That's the second one. And I think number 3 is doing the absolute best job that you can possibly do as a cybersecurity analyst, and then also looking to specialize in some type of discipline within cybersecurity, whether digital forensics and incident response, or penetration testing and red teaming, maybe doing some defensive cybersecurity where you're a SOC analyst going to like a SOC lead. You know, those are some very good starting points for what you described where you currently are in your career. So again, best wishes to you. Hopefully that answered your question between the two of us.
Yeah, real quick though is the other part of that, and I'm like, Gabe, I missed GRC. You can have a domain specialist. You could be NIST, FedRAMP. I see a lot of CISO specialize in one of those domains. It could be, like you said, aerospace too, HIPAA.
Yeah.
You need to focus on that. And two, as you build your skills from technical to non-technical, because even as a non-technical CISO, you need to understand what those guys are doing below you. So a lot of times,
it's a path.
I think you need to stitch those together.
So. Yep, absolutely. I know I'm probably skipping over some people's stuff. It's Doug said, why are CEOs like the guy that left Microsoft? And I believe he was also the creator of OpenAI, saying AI is dangerous. You know, I think that they found some anomalous type of behavior within some of the OpenAI product. But I don't know. I'm not in depth about any of that type of information. I don't know. What do you think, Professor Blackhouse?
I'm gonna take it in a different direction. You might like this, Doug. I worry because I gotta say this correct. Some people believe technology and AI, like the lawyer. He took it for his word. You can get a lot of mis and disinformation. So, like Gabe said, is if I'm a hacker and I feed it bad information, 100 million people might go with that misinformation because it came from ChatGPT. So I think that part for me. And when we talk, and we're not gonna go there, why I think TikTok's dangerous. You know, we can debate that. I don't know if we want to go there, but I think you can do misinformation and disinformation. And to me, I think both political parties were already doing that. Now you can do it at a bigger level with ChatGPT. That's why I believe AI is dangerous. Now we can talk about feeding it, become Skynet, sentient. I'm gonna leave that up to engineering cannabis and Gabe, but
I'm gonna leave it to them. No, not me.
But for me, misinformation and disinformation, especially brothers, we so emotional. I could get you to vote or not vote by feeding you some information. So that's kind of my issue with it, Doug. Let me get out of my soapbox on that.
I was gonna say I do think it does have the capability to do dangerous things, right? When it's applied in if it's like I saw one thing, somebody said that ChatGPT has the ability to hire someone on like a Udemy or like a Upwork to do something that a robot can't do. Like, where it says to click the robot or something, that it can hire somebody and lie about who it is in order to get a human to do something that it's looking to accomplish. I don't know. But anyway.
To me, that's with the myths and disinformation. Like you said, you get ChatGPT tricking people, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Real quick though, but two is on that tail end of that is when you start getting digital redlining. I think ChatGPT, when you got it, they're gonna have it approving loans and disapproving the loans. So if there's bias, right? The data's got bias, right? You gotta be able to check the data, right? But once again, and I think that's kind of dangerous. But
that's an expansion to the job market, right? A data analyst or a data engineer that checks the output from artificial intelligence generated code or artificial intelligence data sets.
But on the other side, I think we need less loan officers, right? They're gonna let the automation do a lot of loans. Then we need to validate that. So, but I don't know.
There we go. Yeah. Beef and Brock says AI ain't too well received in DMV. Yeah, it's not.
DMV, like we just talked about, is government. So government's last, right? A lot of times you want to make sure you vetted, tested, FedRAMP approved, NIST approved, MITRE approved, right? You got to go through all those. So
what's Tony said? Password Bro is going to be headed to India next. They're already in Africa.
He's up,
after
bro.
Keisha curved them.
No. Tony, we keeping it tech, man. We trying to stay away from
it's all good. It's all good. Tony the homie, man. Tony the homie. He says thank you. Yeah, thank you, John, for throwing that question in there. Like, I think it really helped because many people might be in your same type of situation. It might be early in their cybersecurity careers. So, that advice goes to everybody else, right? That LinkedIn, getting that resume together, doing the best job that you can possibly do in that role, expanding your network, and kind of really looking at that path going forward is very, very important. So, yeah, man, thank you.
Question to you real quick, Gabe, is, and I see this for senior spots out there, a lot of times for CISO, they want you to have 15 years of experience. I've been doing senior. They want you to have 10 Fed experience for a senior role. So if you're trying to be CISO, they want you to have 10 or 15 years of continuous growth, like you said, with a path, and you checking out boxes. So
now I do. Now let me tell you another role that's probably pre-CISO. That's somewhere between like manager, senior manager, and CISO would be that of a director, right? So I've been getting a lot of pings for director roles because I've had probably about like. I'm just coming up on 10 years of experience, not even just cybersecurity. It's been engineering and cybersecurity. So I've been getting pinged for those. So, that might be a step that you might want to take before even going to the CISO type of role, is that of like a senior manager or director. Yeah.
I'm frowning up because I don't know many people went from analyst to CISO. You got to at least go direct. You at least got to be a manager. And a lot of times is managers, small companies, and a lot of times to be a CISO, they want you to at least work for a big company, even if you go to a smaller company. Right? Yeah. So you at least have to be a manager / director.
Now some things have been changing. I've been seeing VCISOs, right? Virtual CISOs. Some consulting firms have been implementing that. And that's typically a lot of times like you can be a manager or a senior manager within a large consulting firm and be a virtual CISO for some large organizations. So I've been seeing that too. Not as common, but I've been seeing it happen more and more often.
I've seen more virtual CISOs, and somebody asked me to be one. I usually see those at the smaller companies because they don't really have the budget to get the CISO in the host. So I usually see, and to me, those guys really are managers. So I mean, that's my take on it. So when I see virtual CISO, I usually think it's going to be a smaller company because they really can't afford that 300,000 with the restricted stock units, right? That's on a whole other level.
Now, with the large organizations, I'll see a VCISO come in for a particular project for a small period of time, right? So, but not like long term. But like you're saying, those long term virtual CISOs, they'll be more for those smaller companies. Yeah, that have to stag augment.
I've had a couple people with the which I don't know if I want to do. The smaller hospitals are getting ate up by Russia. So I've been getting people pinging me because now they want to do NIST or your favorite one, maybe STIDS or CIS to kind of harden them up. You know, I got to throw
That's a curse word here. That's a curse word.
But shout out to that. That give me the bigger job look at. But no, once again, is when you go to CISO, let's be real careful. It's not a ton of those out there. I'm not discouraging you. And two is a separate, and I'm gonna do a video of that. Is sometimes I think I missed out because I didn't manage people because I didn't like it younger in my career, right? So I went more technical, and now I'm more a technical advisor. So I talk to people like you, talk to CISOs, advisors on IRS and Pub 1075, right? So there's different paths and different ways to do it. But I think in the end, I think I wish I went to CISO because then I could hire people, right? I can recommend people strong, but as an advisor, I make over 100, but I can't hire people. I don't have a staff like you, right? So I think that's something, I need to talk about. We need to talk about at a higher level of
we can even have a stream about that, right? Like what comes after the cybersecurity architect or after the cybersecurity engineer, like senior roles in cybersecurity, because that was a big, like, I really didn't have a lot of, I guess, advice or navigation for going beyond an architect, because I was a network security architect for a minute. Or, well, actually, the longest role I was in was like a cybersecurity engineer. I was that for like maybe 3 or 4 years and through multiple roles. But I didn't know how to make that transition. I didn't even know how to go from engineer to architect. It's just like now you just lead everybody. But then
that's different.
From architect to manager, that was, man, it was hard to get a manager role back then. It was very difficult.
I think it's hard now too, and that's a different stream, and I struggle with is managing people, right? That's different. Then we talk about microaggressions for people above you. Like that's a whole different chain. And I didn't want to do that. I'm like, I'm just gonna stay on the technical side. Then I got in the GRC side, right? So because when you go to technical, you're gonna hit a ceiling after a while from technical. So you're either gonna be senior technical or you're gonna need to manage people, right? There's usually a point of your career where you need to figure that out.
And then sometimes being senior technical, you might be the first person to go at times, right? Because you're the most expensive. You're the most expensive resource for that organization. So they're like,
I've been there a couple times. Go ahead,
man.
My last job
was
like that.
It's good because you're extremely employable, but you are very expensive at the same time. Like you could come in and be a game changer to whatever cybersecurity program is there, but it might be very difficult for you to stay there. Let
me get real quick because I was at a large state agency. They pretty much told me the state budget is going to be cut because of the CV. We're gonna have to let you go because you're the highest paper. I made more than the CISO. Let me rewind that. My bill rate was more than the CISO. I didn't make more than him though, right? So they told me I was gone. Then when I went out on the market, I got a lot of hits. But let's be real. I'm 55. I ain't working. I ain't drinking Mountain Dew, banging out thousands. Right. So now there's a little age bias. So now I'm kind of like in that, right? Because I'm 55, right? So now you in that. So now you in that. Okay. And two, a lot of people, I believe, was scared to bring me on. Like, well, he know more than me. I'm like, dude, I don't want your job, right? So that's a whole nother stream, right?
But that's true, man. And it's like even people who have families. Ain't nobody trying to go be up in a plane, 50% travel. I did that before, man. Like that stuff is tiring. It's something that really like nobody, especially the millennials, right? When you try to manage millennials, we give a lot of headaches to the old way.
I hate their ass. I'm gonna punch them in the throat. Go ahead.
I'm telling you, man, we not about to be in a plane 50% of our lives being taken away from our hobbies, our lives, our families. Like that just doesn't make sense. No, like we don't work to live. We don't live to work anymore. We work to live.
Right. And you're right. And I learned that a lot I'm under the boomers. And since I was military, I just salute, man. I thought of it and I still think of that way. I work to feed my family, right? So if I gotta suffer, right? But I think that's an older way of thinking, right? So I think, like you said, and now I'm at a point in my life, dude. I work in pajamas all day. I ain't been in office here.
Like why?
Day. So you said, why?
Like why? Like especially if you could do your job from home. Why are we on meetings all day? Why am I on the plane here to have a meeting face to face that we could have had? That we could have had over Teams or over something else. So
and two is I'm old, so I don't need training. When I come in, I'm gonna be a NIST, IRS, Pub 1075,
Right.
FedRAMP, PIPA. I know those inside and out, right? So I can
Give
work
me a
with
project, I knock it out.
Right.
Very little management, very little need for oversight. Yep.
But the problem with that is now you're more of a consultant and you're expensive, right? So you're only gonna work for big companies, big consulting companies, big state companies, right? Because that's the type of people that are. Then now I got a little age bias, right? So
yeah. It's something. It's an interesting market. And I see that John is saying, can you suggest any courses to develop my skills for a few? It just depends on what you want to go into, man. I think that you deciding what your specialization is will help you to really focus in on the courses and the skills. I would say probably starting off at like a CompTIA Security Plus if you're looking for a certification path. And then going from there to look at, hey, what do you want to focus in on? So yeah, I say that.
Yeah, real quick. On that, a lot of times is I tell people in work, you're gonna move in different areas. And I don't think we do that as much. When I was in it, because I'm old, it was more of apprenticeship. They wanted you to be a network or a programmer. You had to do that for 3 or 4 years. Then you became a senior system analyst. Then, like you said, you run a network, so after you got 7 or 8 years, you had a plethora of skills. Then you can move to a manager position. But now I think we're certain and we're going, right? So
I had an opportunity to go to a manager position very early in my career, and I was like, no. I don't want to do it. I was like, no, because then I would be managing a program that was failing. My manager was going to be retiring, and I was like, nah, heck nah, I'm not doing this. I'm about to hit this contracting, hit this consulting life, and be out. So I was not having it. Tony says my job has free tuition benefits. Gonna get my electrical engineering. Oh, okay, go on the internal transfer side of the. Absolutely, a lot of times those organizations will train you for roles within the within different groups within the organization. So salute to you on that.
And I tell everybody this a lot of times is most companies have tuition reimbursement, especially if you're young. I tell get that degree if they're gonna pay for it. Do WGU 100%. Where you can get your degree and your certs at the same time. I think that's the blueprint.
Especially if you're not looking to go anywhere to another organization anytime soon. So yeah,
but most of them don't make you sign a 2-year paper if they give you reimbursement.
Whatever. My sign-on bonus, let's see, for the firm I'm in, it was for 2 years, right? So I got half 1 year, half the next year, and after the second year, I'm free. I can do whatever I want to do. So facts. So hey.
But usually they give you more though, right? They give you more.
What's that?
When I went to AWS, they give you something each year and they vest it over 5 years and try to put.
So that's if I got equity. So with my firm, you get equity on the senior manager level and above, not on the man. So I'm at a manager level. So at the next one, I'll get equity once I get a promotion. But I'll share with you that sign-on bonus was hefty. But yeah, go ahead.
I got restricted stock units and I get that every year. So I think. For that, that's a little equity on it. Not a ton. It wasn't a big amount. But to be honest, that was the first time I ever got some. I usually work for smaller consulting firms. I usually get a little more money and a lot more freedom, right? So.
Now, when I was with the previous firm, the one that that I worked for, a very, very famous one, they were giving at my level, because I was senior, right? A senior consultant. They were giving 20 to 25K of equity a year, combined with the performance bonus, combined with a base salary.
I interviewed at AWS.
Yeah.
I interviewed for mid-level. I think it was L5. My restricted stock bonus was $70K a year.
Yeah. Like, so L5 is, I think that's senior or principal. That's one of those.
I thought it was
L6, I think it's principal.
There. Maybe, I'm sorry, I was L5. I interviewed for L6. He said I need a little more seasoning. And the L5 was crazy. So he wanted me this inning, but the other guy didn't want. But long story short, he was going to give me more restricted stock units because I had experience. I needed more AWS experience. I was like, more AWS.
And that's the thing. When you get to those big tech organizations, that base salary, a lot of times it kind of maybe peaks at like a 160, 150.
That's mine was. Yep, that's what mine was.
See, 160, 150-ish, and then they like double that with your annual compensation.
And like you said, you and Tim got me, because I never usually talk about salary. I got me kind of loosening up. It was double what I currently made. I was like, shit, man. But I'm in Indiana, so the cost of living is not high. I'm gonna throw that out. They give you that Cali money, man. That Silicon Valley money. I was like, oh my God.
And that's why a lot of times when you're more senior, you want to stay home. You want to stay at the crib and still get that Man, I don't mind sharing with you. I share with you one-on-one because I don't think I can put it out there for everybody. I share with the network, but yeah, man, it was a hefty offer. But yeah, Tony, we just up here chopping it up. Hold on, let me read something. Let me catch up. It says
my bad.
It said for audio engineering and electrical was a seamless cross train for 20 years, and now it's about designing systems, low voltage. Oh yeah, man, dope. I'm happy you made the transition. I used to do a lot of electrical engineering. I used to work for an automotive company, but eventually transitioned to that cybersecurity, man. So that's eventually what I did. But it's still a very valuable environment. Beef and Brock says, I'm in the creative world. I'm in DMV. I cultivated my experience in the Carolinas and moved back. I make a killing for the government. That's what's up, man. Yeah. Salute to you. Digital redlining, interesting. That was probably from some that we were talking about before.
Yeah, it was.
Man, everybody is talking, man. Dang. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to skip over some of these and get to some of the more recent ones. Actually, let's hit this list a little bit more, and then we could just talk about whatever. I just want to at least get to the top of this list, and we can talk about whatever. And if anybody else who wants to join the stream, feel free to hit the link. I'm gonna throw it here in the chat a couple times. And what do you like on time, PBO?
Oh, I'm good. You the man with the kid. I'm good, man. No, I'm old. Don't nobody want me. I got plenty of time. I'm going to a fancy dinner at 9, so I'm good. How long you want to go?
Skipping the baby swimming lesson. So I'm good. It's Friday.
I'm good.
So kind of just going more into, we were talking about artificial intelligence, and these are the jobs that are at low risk of being automated. So these might be some ones that you folk might be in right now or looking to get into. So this might be something valuable for folks. So we were seeing a lot of healthcare, and therapists, firefighters is another one, right? Firefighters. Let's see. Education, we talked about that one. Healthcare with dentists, general dentists, set and exhibit designers. Okay, people who do the concerts and everything for the rappers and the music artists. You might be setting up a set for Cardi B or something. Let's see. Advanced medical, critical care nurses, medical, clinical nurse, medical, right? Adaptive physical education specialists, education. Here we get into some engineering. Okay. Transportation engineers. Okay. This sounds like some stuff that Tony was talking about. Transportation engineers, civil engineers. So civil engineers are the people that work very close with like architects, like building design, structural engineering. So these are these type of folk, the civil folks, security managers. Now I'm thinking that Professor Beckhouse, I'm thinking that these are probably like physical security managers, but I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think those are physical security. But I think with drones and machine learning, now they got site where they can see if the fence open or something cut. So I think you're going to get but like you said, it's going to assist them. I don't think it's going to take them over. But once again, I don't think you're going to need as many people.
There we go. Emergency medical technicians, nurse, midwives, architecture teachers, post-secondary. That's interesting, right? So these are people that are design. So just architecture, designing that creative side, right? We see a lot of that, right? Physicists. That's interesting. Physicists. I know a lot of physicists work for the government. I'm trying to see what I guess. Maybe like research and theories and study. I guess you can't really automate that, right? So I can see that. And anthropology and archaeology teaching, post-secondary, psychiatrists, and there we go, another one, art, drama, and music teachers. They are not getting replaced. Social workers, that's these people-to-people interactions. Soil and plant scientists, fitness and wellness coordinators, psychology teachers. We're getting into the top 15, top 20. Biomedical and biological engineers, bioengineers and biomedical engineers, mental health care folk, art teachers, music therapists. Okay, top 10. Here we go with the top 10. Marriage and family therapists. They're gonna be in. Listen, apparently the gender war is happening right now. So a lot of people might need some marriage and family therapy.
Just real quick on that one, I can't let that one go. Is millennials aren't getting married. Hell,
nah.
I mean, they got the lowest marriage rate of anybody. So go ahead.
Yeah, it's like for my peers, it's like if you haven't got married now, then it's like a lot of people just don't want to get married. The ladies do, but the dudes kind of just be chilling. The dudes are really, at least for my peer group and people I grew up with, people that I be around. It's like if you ain't married already, then it ain't like these like, and we're all kind of like in the early 30s right now. So yeah, man. Okay, occupational therapist, right? So therapy, orthotist, and prosthetics. I haven't heard of an orthotist, but it makes sense. So it's like prosthetician. Let's see, prosthetist. So people who make prosthetic limbs, right? Okay, that's what I was thinking too. Sorry. Okay, now we get into the top ones: physical therapists, athletic trainers, coaches. These are all very physical, in-person, human-to-human type of interaction things. Nursing instructors and teachers, you need that. Now we in the top 5: mental health counselors, physician assistants or PAs, choreographers, and then the top one is nurse practitioners. Those are the top 65 roles. Top 65 roles that have a low risk of being automated. Low risk of being automated. I'm gonna throw this back in the chat really quickly. And do you have any comments on any of these?
I think the one thing, and I don't know, I'm kind of reaching. I think the psychology. I think AI is going to kind of master that because I think it's going to be looking at your heart rate. I think it's going to be looking at your eye twitch. I think it's going to be picking up a lot of subtle things with that. And I think too is, and I don't know, maybe I've been hanging around engineer economists. It's just learning, right? So if it learns what they do, right, it can replicate some of that, right?
So you think humans and habits, but we still don't understand all the intricacies of the human brain or why people do what people do. So I think it's still being studied though, right?
But like you said though, is those people are going to train the AI, right? So I think so that's where, but I don't know, I kind of flinch on that because too, when I talk about education, I think that's where AI can help education because if I'm studying for a certain cert, it can personalize my training. Like, oh, okay, he's been messing up on this particular domain. I need to bring him down and coach him up on this. I know he likes labs, so let me lab him more. He likes, diagrams, so let me diagram. So I think as AI picks up, I think it's going to help for education like that. So I don't know.
Exams are going in that direction. I know the CISSP is like that. Several other type of exams are like that. It's kind of like a performance based, but it's really just like you're saying, looking at your patterns, how you've previously answered questions. It probably has several variables. I bet you it has like how long it took you to answer the previous question, if you got it right or got it wrong, if you skipped any questions. It probably takes in several variables to say, hey, we need to add another question in this area in order to really test their knowledge and understanding of the subject matter. So yeah, I do think that it'll probably be used a lot more in education, I'm sure. So
so that's kind of what I think. So like you said, but I think especially children, you need some kind of interactions. Hell, a lot of millennials don't even like talking face to face. I got grandkids; they want to text each other. I'm in the same room. I'm like, can y'all talk? Y'all 6 feet from each other, right? They like texting, right? So,
Salute nicer. Welcome to the tab. Let's see what else. I'm going to hit some of these. Tony Anthem said, I worked for a company called Staging Techniques after graduation where I was front of house engineer for concerts and events. Now my old self going to stay in the AC with my little hand tools. There you go, right? So he was doing he probably did the stage for the inauguration. He probably did a Cardi B stage and all those, right? So Tony Anthems, okay, everybody talking. Beefy Rock said no. It was to something, probably the marriage thing. Before the Boogie says facts, he said he ain't married. Beef and Brock took a little bit of a switch here about the taxidermy. He said taxidermy not gonna be automated. Okay, okay, Beef and Brock, there you go.
We killing though, man. Ain't we killing? Ain't that when you kill and you put the animals up?
Man, that's very popular in Michigan. Like the taxidermists are very popular because we got a large wildlife environment. But people do that with their animals and all that.
Yeah, but I didn't think the Generation Z like that, man, killing animals. But I don't know, maybe it's me.
I don't know. Tony said, I'm on the fence with marriage. I'm enjoying myself, work hard, play hard, hobbies, no responsibilities. But who knows what the future may bring? I do have company though, and that's the thing, right? Everybody got company. We all got company, so it's not hard to like not get married these days.
I guess my only thing to that is, and I'm sounding old, is it's hard to build a community when you don't marriage and have strong families. Now PBO 55 and single, and I have a lot of young company. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to me, but go ahead.
No, it's true. Yeah. Tony talking to Before the Billion, he said he dies the bullet with last relationship. He taking a much needed break. Before the Billion says even SATs are running tests on the computer, but you have to be on site. Absolutely. And you can take a lot of these tests. Like you can take a lot of these tests from home. I think you can do all the CompTIA certs. You can do all the CCNAs and SANS.
One guy take them all from home. He didn't let it. They didn't want him to use the bathroom, man. So I always go to a center because it's so close. So two is I always feel like because they could come back and say they thought you cheated. So I'm like, dude, I'm gonna go there. I don't have to worry about it. I'm in the test. I live 10 minutes away, man. So I just roll up on one.
For my last 3 or 4 certs, I did it all from home. I let them install that little app or whatever on my computer, and they just monitor you. But it's been easy. I just set aside the time, set aside the little spot. Give them like you have to pick up your computer and show them the room and all that. It's quick. But before that, like for CCNA and CEH, I did all those from testing centers, like whether it was like a YMCA or something or some type of community center. So yeah, man. Yeah, they definitely do that. Wayne, welcome. Wayne says I'm late. Catch the replay. Absolutely. Yeah, welcome to the chat, man.
In Mexico, bro, with Citizen Lou, man. I'm coming down and visit
Wayne down there in Mexico.
I think so.
I know that.
I think so.
All right. That's what's up. Nicer said, I'm surprised truck drivers aren't in the top 10 on that list. So I think that automating vehicles is something like I don't think it's just the technology, but I think it's also the politics and the ethics of it too that's really causing a big barrier. No, what do you think it is?
I was gonna let you finish when I could chime in, and I listened to a podcast. Going from the city to the highway is A. On the highway is B. Driving in city C. If you go to Cali and Chicago, they're gonna take out B. Driving in the city is complex. They're gonna drive up. Then you're gonna drive, but 80% of your money's gone because it's gonna take out. It's gonna park it at the top. Then they're gonna drive it in, right? And two is it's not, Google Maps already got it mapped out. If you do Google Maps or any maps, they very rarely wrong because you beta testing it for it. So and they're testing it now. A lady got hit, I think, in Phoenix. They pushed it back like 5 or 6 years. So I think they're gonna, because once again, it's a shortage. So I think they're gonna just the highway part. It ain't driving in the city, but you drive it, you park it at the top of the interstate. Those guys get them and drive them in there and unload them. So I think that's the part they're gonna take out with that.
I got you.
Because like you said,
that makes sense. Straight, right? Yeah. But do you think like state governments and everything are they still like implementing like laws against it? I know that when people get killed or something, like
but two is when they did the researches, trucks were way more safer. I mean the artificial, and two is and I did a stream on it, which surprised me. Insurance companies are scared because product insurance is so much cheaper than people insurance. Because once you vet the AI, it's not going to drive over 65. If it's confused, it's just going to stop. You got to get the drone to fly over it. So they said they believe insurance is going to drop by 80%. And if you look at Uber, they driving in San Francisco, 80% of your ride is the driver. So once you take the driver out, instead of $20, it's $3. So I don't think you're going to own cars in the next 10 years because you're just going to lease them like you do cable.
Okay, I learned something new today.
That's my 2 cents. Do some research on it. I like when we go back.
I definitely got to do some research on it for sure.
But two is like I said, and if you look at True, that's one of the first automation they went public, so they get that funding. So I think and that's what surprised me because I'm thinking, they're going to worry in the street. They go like, oh no, we're not hitting the streets. We on highway for the first 5 or 6 years. We're not going to drive in the city. That's going to be the last leg. They said to see.
Well, there it goes, Nicer, right? You said that you're surprised truck drivers aren't on the list. It looks like there's a reason behind a lot of the research PBO has been doing. They might be higher risk for being automated now. So,
But you're gonna need them in the city, right? Because they're gonna do the work in the city. But that 80%, I think that's gonna be out. Oh no.
Tony Arthur said he did the Nas concert in 06 for the VMAs, and MTV used to work for Bad Boy Record in 06. He said he's sitting down now. He said he's done with it. He's done with it. That was the staging, right? That's one of the low risk jobs that we saw on that 65 of the lowest low risk jobs for being automated. So that makes sense. Beef and Brock said there are subtle nuances that AI or humans can program into AI code. Yeah, I've been seeing people hack AI in order to get certain results. Yeah, taxidermy thing was a joke. I thought it was a joke too. Beef and Brock.
My fault. I take everything serious.
Yeah, I see that. He asked, how do we study for certs? I just reread, lab up the materials. I study the syllabus very closely, and then I just wing it, man. Sometimes I barely pass some of these certifications, especially these SANS ones, because there's so much information.
Oh yeah, that's like I ain't messing with SANS.
I failed my first one, man. I failed my first one because I was like, it's too much information. So but yeah, I just kind of just go over the syllabus, the study material over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, I'm a test bank guy because most of this in my old age, I've probably done some type of that for 80%. So once I do the test bank, then like Gabe said, I lab. So I like to do like 1,000 practice tests. So
at least
then I just kind of burns it in because a lot of times I've done it. Then I like to lab it because let's be real clear, like Gabe said, is you can pass a cert and not be able to actually do it in real life because I can get 90% on the lab. AKA that means the lab didn't work, right? So so even though you're getting certs, we need a lab for real. Even if you get 95% on the lab didn't work. And in production, it has to work. So it can't be like, oh, it got here and the data didn't move. That means we get a production call. So let's clear it up. I love certs, but doing it in real life, and Gabe, but know this, doing it under pressure is definitely on a different level. I've seen guys freeze up when the president's yelling at us because we got to get production back up. Right? So let's separate those two.
100%, completely agreed. Wayne said he's down there. Absolutely, he's definitely down there in Mexico. Dope. He said, I still maintain a real estate license, fellas. You never know when you may get a referral and make an extra 15 grand on the side, a little humble 15. He said on the humble. My dad always said to have 3 incomes is possible. Absolutely. I was thinking about doing a stream about that because I've been in real estate for maybe, I don't know, man, since 2013. How long is that? Is that 20 years? No, it's 10.
We've been in about
10 years.
I've been in about 15 a little way. Go ahead. Shout out to that.
Yeah. And I think that's something else that a lot of tech professionals can do and should do is kind of leverage a lot of those like higher incomes that we get in order to put investments in different areas too.
I'm frowning a little bit, Gabe, because I don't know. I had some bad tenants I couldn't kick out in COVID, so I was paying 3 mortgages with no money.
Really?
Shout out to tech for instance. So people talk about real estate like it's easy. My man Gabe is super brilliant. You can get bad tenants, bad contractors. I have people steal money from you. So you can do, but not saying, but granted, I done had some real estate appreciated out of this world. So you can get a REIT that'll be much easier. You can buy stock, right? So I just want to be careful with real estate. I love it as an investment, but it almost took me out. The only thing because I'm a high value man, and because I had an Airbnb that kind of shut down during COVID, so I was paying 3 mortgages, man, without bringing any money in. But it's not me. I ain't got no little kids. I ain't got no wife. So people have to eat popcorn for a week if you have to.
It can be difficult. I definitely lost some as well during COVID. But one thing about the real estate, at least in Michigan, I think other states had similar programs. They had something called a home relief fund for people who are real estate owners. So that really helped with the funds that the folk that were not earning an income, they were able to apply for that program, and all that money went to me. So I was getting like 6-7 months of rent up front for that. So
and that's why you need to listen to Gabe, because Gabe's running a business. PBO was kind of running a hobby, right? So there's things where I got to do better with records because they're checking your records and all that, right?
But I found out about that from my property manager. He told me about that because he keeps his ear to the property management streets. So, and also he wanted to continue to get paid because he don't get paid until I get paid. That was part of our thing. So, he's like, well, they can apply for these programs and I can have every single one of the tenants apply for who are unable to pay. And then we'll go from there. And then we'll just move forward. I gave him even extra in order to get the paperwork and everything together. Facts. So I didn't have to do anything. I just said them. So, it was a big help. Yeah.
So, and that right there was a stream we need to do: running real estate right and running real estate wrong. Right? There's a couple ways to do it, right?
Man, so it ain't perfect. It definitely ain't perfect. I definitely got some paperwork and things I need to get in place. But go ahead.
But like you said, you have options when you're in tech and you're at a certain level, and only 7% of black guys make 100,000. Shout out to Black Heights. I'm always getting on it. They make 110, make like 100,000. Ain't no money. I know there's more money, but there's only and only half of those are FBA and ADOS. So let's be real. So it's not so.
I don't know what they count me as because I'm definitely African American. My mom, like I didn't grow up Nigerian or none of that, so I don't know where they count me in those numbers.
I know how to. It seems like people get upset. I know how people get upset. But shout out to you. But
not even Nigerian really.
But
I just grew up not.
That's just another stream though. We and Black Heights us. We need to get on there, chop it up about checking real estate because. I'm gonna say this, and I shouldn't be saying this. My goal is to get a 15-unit apartment building. But every time I looked up one, it was like 1.5. My stomachs are hurting. I was
easily.
Like, ooh. I'm like, because commercial too is because you gotta get 20% down in that commercial. Right. I'm all in residential. I got some duplexes. I just did it on a fourplex. I didn't win it. That's residential, but 5 units and above is commercial. So let's get it. That's a whole nother stream. Go ahead.
See, but a lot of that, I just say this briefly. A lot of that would come from the income streams, right? So like killing those mortgages and then making that all those streams, that can be used as leverage with the banks in order to get that type of loan for that, 14, 15 unit apartment. So,
if you do hard money, you could do a blanket loan. You could take all that and they give you a loan on all that. But once again, I've been doing the bird strategy. So I'm a little stressed out because I bought like 4 properties and I'm trying to open up an Airbnb. That's one thing I did. I did like too much real estate at one time, but it just kind of fell in my lap and I'm not scared. I'm not scared. But it almost took me out though. Go ahead.
This is another one. I'll say this. You can do so like a lot of times, and it depends on how much equity you have in the homes that you own. So one thing I was doing, I was buying them straight out cash. I was buying through auctions. So I own all the equity in the homes. So I only did it once, but I did like a refinancing loan on one of the homes. Because typically you refinance for a home because you need money for, I don't know, a mortgage or to fix it up or you're having some type of issues. But you can do a refinancing loan on a property that you own in order to continuously invest in your real estate business.
That's the
that's another way to get some creative financing for something that you want to do.
I laugh because that's me and I'm over leveraged.
I got you. I got
over leveraged, right? Then one of my last one, right? I thought I was gonna flip and sell and pay all the other ones off, but one of my appraisers kind of screwed PBO, and around here they thought it could be racist. With you being black, there's a lot of things. Blah blah. We can talk about. So one of my appraisers got cut in half, and I was gonna sue him, but I needed the money, so that kind of got me jammed up, right?
Dang. So you went with one appraiser, like I got you.
I had an appraisal 5 months for 300, but they kept stringing me along. I didn't think they want to give me the money. We could talk about why that. I went for another appraiser. He cut that in half. I'm like, dude, I got appraisal 3 months. What? So then they start doing comps of properties I didn't think applied. So now I'm arguing with the appraiser, right? So I'm like, dude, I can't argue with the appraiser, right? I ain't gonna get it.
Right.
So, but that once again, with me, you, and Black Heights could chop it up. But and I a lot of times I don't even like talking about real estate, man. I like to move in silence, but I think it wants to be encouraged because, and you say this a lot, is I think you get a lot of misinformation. I'm letting you know this shit's hard, and you can get taken out if you get overextended, right? Now that was my fault. I tell people I'm a big boy. I got 5 mortgages, man. I got 5 mortgages out now because, like you said, I buy them, I fix them up, then I take the equity out and I use that to invest in something else. I kept doing that because for me, that's when I'm retired. I want to have 10 doors, making about 10 grand a month. The PBO can sit his ass down. I might go down to Mexico and get me something young and cute with
man.
Down there.
Man.
Shout out to him. But
I'm trying to get there, man. I'm trying to get there. We have, let's see, 9, but like 4 rented out, and there's a 5th one that's almost about to get rented out. And then he's got to fix up the other ones. And that's the thing, like you mentioned, like you buy so many at once that you got to keep on paying taxes, keep on paying insurance. Some of them don't even make any money at the moment. So, I'm pretty right now, because of how many I have rented out. I'm able to support the rest of it without dipping into any of my personal money. But at the same time, I'm like, all y'all houses got to make something. Y'all can't be a part of the litter if y'all ain't bringing nothing in.
Then too,
you gotta kind of be like a
but like you said, something happened. And, like you couldn't, like me. I was paying like 4 mortgages with nothing coming in for a minute, right? To get. And 2 is I'm trying to open up an Airbnb, right? I'm trying to go to the next. Airbnb was hot. It's not as hot, so we about to spin it up. They're supposed to open up in July, so hopefully, like I said, that's burning a hole in my pocket. Shout out to Citizen Lou.
What up, Lou?
What's up?
Man, we talk about everything, man.
Yeah,
we got to put on. We ain't even just talking about AI. We talking about real estate now. So
No, I'm cool. Hey, I'm tapped in. I was just I saw y'all too. I said, let me get up in here. I wanted to see. I came in. You were talking about insurance and real estate.
Yeah, I was talking about that. I got some houses that's a part of the portfolio who ain't making money. So I'm kind of whipping them into shape at the moment to try to get them, because they all got to earn. They all got to earn. They all got to earn for the business.
2022 wasn't nice, PBR. Like I said, I was paying 4 mortgages, man. I couldn't kick people out. I couldn't take advantage of that. That what you were talking about. I'm like, oh my God. If it wasn't for tech, I would have been towed up, man.
That was the main thing. You couldn't kick people out during COVID. So it was very. You got to find another way to get your money.
Then I had one contractor steal some money, so I had to send some of my goons to go find them, man. So it's hard, man. So
what you about to say, Lou?
Go ahead, Lou.
Oh, what's up? Yeah, no, I was saying, y'all know, when I got out the military, man, I went straight into real estate.
Facts.
Yeah.
If I would have went like tech, if I went tech straight out of the military, bro, it'd been way different. Because you're right. Like once you got the tech money, because it's like once you got money coming in, it's like way better to to start getting the real estate. But if you're trying to do what up, B2B, but if you're trying to do all this other stuff, you know what I mean? You're trying to send out, you're trying to flip houses and all this other stuff. It's just better to have money because you gonna. What's up?
What's your take on all the YouTube real estate millionaires, man? They make it sound easy, Lou, man. We must be doing something wrong. Everybody a multi-millionaire in real estate. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know, right? But then when you kind of calculate it, you don't get health insurance. You working overtime. You're not getting paid over. You know what I'm saying? Not getting paid overtime. You have no benefit. It's just kind of like.
Man, let me turn this to a real.
So much.
I'm about to say, let me turn this to a real panel. My bad. I'm about because these lights are hot on me, so I'm about to follow your lead, Lou. I'm about to follow your lead here. Turn it to a real panel. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, he said, Elon said he wants to smoke.
Jeez.
Come on, man. That man don't want no smoke with me.
Elon
but that's real though. No, but that's
Tesla money,
definitely
man.
real.
He can do what he want, man. He got Tesla and PayPal money, really. He got that PayPal bank.
Man, he got
helping buy everything.
He got that United States government bank. That's what he got.
Oh, facts,
that's what he got. He got government. Yeah, exactly. Government subsidy bank.
That's what I'm trying to get to, man. Shout out to Elon, man. Getting that.
And maybe we should do a stream about that, about leveraging your tech salaries for other investments.
That's a great idea.
Man, I think we should do it. And maybe on one of y'all's, because I don't get as many, or people come here specifically for cybersecurity specific things.
I get less than y'all, man. That's a Lou. That's probably a Lou channel, man. Lou kind of he got
up to it, man.
He got more of a plethora of subjects on him. I'm like you. I'm in IT, cybersecurity. I don't talk about. That's all I talk about.
Yes, Wayne. When the United States government takes over Tesla, yes, I'll buy a Tesla. Yes, Wayne. That will happen. That will happen very soon. So
I don't think so.
As soon as it's the United States of Tesla, yes, I'll buy a Tesla.
I don't think United States gonna buy a Tesla.
They already pretty much did. Professor Black Ops. I mean,
but the blueprint though, and shout out to Gabe. They did that to Detroit for 3 times. They never took over Detroit. We done bailed out Detroit 3 times because they don't, from a private perspective, they don't have the smoke or the stomach to do that risk. They want him to do it. and two is his space shuttle. They done got rid of the space shuttle program. They let him and Bezos put that satellites in orbit. The United States don't want to do that anymore, Luke. We built out how many times we built out for it? 3? I'm talking about trillions of dollars.
I got a cybersecurity question, Gabe.
What's up?
How easy is it to hack a Tesla?
I wouldn't say easy.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna do it. I'm just saying, like,
I know that they did it several times. So there's like some at Black Hat at some reputable cybersecurity conferences, they demonstrated how to do it. But they've also hacked Jeeps, right? They also hacked Jeeps and all types of Ford vehicles. So I don't think any digitized vehicle is safe from very skilled hackers.
Okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. I got you.
Yeah.
But two is I was just throwing it up there, you know. I don't think it's an easy hack though, Lou. And two is shout out to Teslas. They give out nice bug bounties. So when somebody find a hack, they give them like 60, 70,000. So
that's a good move.
They don't jump in on that game. That bug bounty. So that a lot of guys trying to get that money, man.
Have y'all ever done a bug bounty? You too?
I'm not smart enough, man. I'm gonna throw that to game.
I haven't done a bug bounty. Typically, a lot of these bug bounties are web application hacks. So they'll give you access. They'll say like you can hack our website or something. I'm not a web application pen tester person. So like people like, I don't know if you ever heard of YouTube channels like Hackersploit. He a big old web hacker dude. It's a couple other people on YouTube that do a lot of web hacking. So that typically web hacking and bug bounty go hand in hand. That's just not my skill set.
Okay, but I thought about getting middle schoolers together and let them, because they got them regional, then they got the big ones. I think it'd be cool for young kids to try to do that. Even if you fail, you're gonna succeed because you doing it, especially getting on the right. If you happen to get a CVE right, that's a whole nother level. But I think that would be cool for kids to get in because you're trying to get money. So I think that's something that might motivate them to try to do it.
Possibly. It could be very. It's very competitive because some people do it like 100% of the time.
Oh, facts. They show one guy make $1 million in 3 months every year. Some guy, I think from Spain, they show him he makes about $1 million in 3 or 4 months because he gets those big CVs. Because Google had one. If you found a sandbox one, I think they were giving you 125,000. It was a crazy amount.
Yes, people getting bread hacking.
That's what's up, man. Hey, I saw on Twitter, Gabe, they were saying that they said like unemployment for cybersecurity is like 0%,
something like that.
We were just talking
very low.
Yeah, it's like that's lower than the tech, like overall. I mean, zero, right?
There's 800,000 openings though. There's 800,000 cybersecurity openings. Go ahead.
Right. So it's hard to fill roles, but I would say that it also depends on the organization. So I've been seeing more recently cybersecurity tech startups. They've been suffering some attrition. They've been having some layoffs, right? So they've been laying off some customer-facing people too, like some consultants. So a couple of companies like Dragos, another one called Nozomi. I think did Elastic? I think Elastic might have had some layoffs. So I would say cybersecurity startup companies have been having more of those layoffs. That's aligned with what you've been seeing in tech more. So yeah.
So is Splunk not a startup, are they?
I think Splunk is public. Splunk is public.
So they're a public company.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they've been around for a decade though. Splunk been around for a long
because I always see like Splunk job, or like I see like
but Splunk,
everybody uses it.
Yeah, but what and Gabe know this is the only negative about Splunk, and I actually got a Splunk engineer coming on, is only big companies have it because it's so expensive. I know a couple large state agencies, they were like, we giving our license away because they charge you by ingestion. They got their first year bill. They was like, oh, hell no. So, Splunk, once you get it, you can buy, but it's only big companies. So you're going to be a consultant or you're going to be working for a Fortune 500 company. I don't know any
we will use Splunk in our like incident response practice. So it's like if a customer gets hacked, we're able to upload some of their hacked data into our Splunk instance and be able to do analysis quicker. So
but you work for a very, very large company. So that's what I'm saying. That's the only negative about. I might go Elastic, Elk Stack maybe is the poor man's version of that. AWS has open search, right? So there's some, but Splunk, if you master and they got the certs, you can make a killing.
Yep.
So, but you might be traveling a lot. Me and Gabe was talking about they might have you on a plane.
That's the thing. Ain't nobody trying to travel like that, man. Ain't nobody trying. First of all, we ain't trying to go into no offices, and we not trying to travel like crazy.
But like we talked about though, if I'm paying your junior people $350 an hour, Gabe, you gotta come in my damn office.
No, I gotta. That's why I got the screen coming on. Yeah, right about that. The remote work. This war on remote work.
Woo! I don't think it's
the boomers still in power, man. We got to get them on
I'm telling you, bro, it's got to be addressed. Like this is getting.
It's already addressed.
LinkedIn is just a It's so corporate that it's so like they always talking bad against remote work. I saw an article. They said something about remote work lead to being an alcoholic.
I saw that.
I said, all right, bro. Like, listen, all right, man. Now it's getting kind of whack now.
It's crazy because you probably know why they found those type of numbers. It's probably because it was happening during the pandemic. People was probably depressed, and their grandma and granddaddy was passing. They was probably starting to drink more, and they was working from home. So it was like a correlation. It was like a false correlation that they probably found with remote work. And so
because Gabe, how in the world?
Dang. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Huh?
Oh no, go ahead. My bad. I just heard my wife. She bothered me. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, my bad. No, I thought I could get you. Okay. No, I was just saying. I forgot. Oh yeah, about the remote work. Like, how can it be worse that you're not commuting, you can cook your food at home, you see your family. Yeah. Like, how is that? Why would anybody not like that?
I'll tell you why, Lou. You want me to tell you why, Lou?
I'm
gonna tell you why, Lou. It's simple. Boomers do not know how to manage remote professional people.
You know what it is?
Traditional MBAs, you got to be there. They rah-rah. I actually asked the president of a very large state agency. He believes you need to be in person to get team morale, that rah-rah. I'm thinking, dude, just pay me. I don't need that. So I think that's the gap. And the boomers are in charge. So if they work for a big company, you got to come in. Go ahead,
so this is what I was getting at. So I mean, if you so if you cannot manage somebody, remotely, then you probably don't delegate tasks pretty well. And you're just trying to do everything by yourself. You just don't have good communication, right? Okay. That's the only time people. Right. That's the only time people.
Let me play devil's advocate. I think for maybe more junior resources, junior people, it might be more difficult because I think that when you first, I know with me when I first started right out of college. Man, I was at the desk at work sleeping. I was all on Facebook. I really didn't know, I didn't have some of that senior management over me, if that makes sense, to really help me and guide me on my path forward. I think for senior resources, remote work is just a given, but maybe for more junior people, that might be the reason.
Well, I hear, and that's not that point's not even like a bad point,
It's a personal thing. You might say it's personal problem. I was like, go ahead. I'll let you.
I was gonna be like, I see juniors, I can't lie, my first role, I benefited from communicating with people and we like touching, laptop keyboards and pair programming. I mean, I understand that, but so I get that, right? But but you're right, though. I 100% agree. If you've already done that, then you don't really, if you've done it once, you can do it remote. You can do Zoom calls. You can pair program. I mean, you don't need to, But okay, I actually will. I can see that. I'll give you that one because junior people would, they do benefit. I'm not going to take that away, but my whole deal is though, okay, why is it like 3 and 2? Why is it 3 days? Because I'm noticing too, Gabe, and some of these own sites be remote. I don't know. I guess they just want you to come in. It might not be 2 or 3, but once or something,
Mm-hmm.
You probably once you get good at it, it'll probably end up being remote, But yeah, I just don't like this this push to come back. Meta remember Facebook? Meta was all talking about.
They're pushing hard.
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand that. That's
it's
crazy.
It's a boomer thing, man. They want you on site.
No, I know what it was. Zuckerberg's not a boomer. First Black.
Yeah, but all the people work But Sheryl Sandberg, how old is she? She right under X.
She left.
I know, but I think her blueprint is on that. I think that's her thumbprint on that. Even though I know she left.
No, I see what you're saying. So. because I didn't know this. Did you know they got like a meta transit system in San Francisco?
I know that
they got their own like transportation.
They got the poor people start rocking them, man, because it was elitist. Their buses were cutting other buses, and poor people start rocking their buses, man.
Not poor people. What?
Yeah, because they're starving. They're coming through with air conditioner, Wi-Fi buses, taking over the lanes, and all those people were driving up all the home prices. That's why half the people in tents. Because a 1-bedroom flat in Silicon Valley is what, $5,000? That's because of Meta.
I think Zone is joking here, but they said people are not being productive working from home. They said that the government workers, y'all got a long backlog of stuff.
Well, but two is, and I think Lou brought this up, and for me is, if you're a good manager, I know what you're working on, and I give you a timeline to get done, so I should be able to manage you remotely. Like I said, I think that's a boomer problem. I think the younger generation understand how they work because they're more computer savvy, right?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was done.
No, I'm about to say I've been a manager for maybe about I've had a team of people growing like for probably about 7-8 months now, and I don't find it that difficult to just have touch points. But at the same time, I do have a lot of senior resources, right? So like everybody on my team, they like I don't want to say what their salaries are, but they making bread. They making a lot.
How old are they?
They're older than me.
Yeah, and that's and people don't realize that it's just not happening. Most people in cybersecurity was old as hell. My team, I think we had one person that was 44. Everybody else was like 50 and above. Most cybersecurity teams, them dudes be old as hell.
Gabe, you 30, you 32, right?
Nah, man, I'm older now. I'm 34.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, I'm getting old. I'm getting up there, man.
Man, I got kids older than Gabe.
I turned 30 in February.
Oh, shit,
you still 29? Dang, that's crazy.
No, I already turned. No, I just turned 30.
Oh, you turned. Oh, all right.
Oh my God, man.
Man,
I've been in this.
I'm saying though, so managing people that it's not that difficult doing it remotely because it's like you just have your touch points. You kind of like we're always talking on Teams. If they need anything, I'm there for them. Like if we want some, like I don't even require them to get on camera. I'd be like, whatever. Like let me know what's up. Like I don't care if we gotta do like a performance review. It don't matter.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
Need some, like I
will say this though. You know, like in them Zoom calls, people's voice get kind of loud, but when you face to face, it don't really get loud like that.
You're saying the smoke don't translate.
I'm basically hybrid. I mean they don't. It's not like 3 days. You know, they just kind of like pick some day and we go out to eating whatever. But I mean it's all right. I mean, like I said, I built enough cachet to where I can just kind of be remote.
Yeah, right. And that's why sometimes it's hard. People don't talk about that, building up that cachet internal to an organization. That's why at the times you don't want to just it get tiring. Because one thing I noticed, it got tiring going from company to company to company because I always had to rebuild it. I had to rebuild that trust. I might run into somebody that's trash, and I'm just like, dang, it was better where I was before. So, you know, I'm kind of getting to the point where I'm like, at least maybe 4 to 5 years, and then I'll move on.
Man, listen, let's be real. The wave is too remote, y'all. Let's just keep it real. I mean,
let's go.
If we're gonna keep this $100,000, bro, like, come on, bro. I know y'all don't want to hear it, but bro, come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm never going back in the office, but big companies, and me and Gabe was talking about that. If you getting that Meta package and it's $350 with 70,000 RSUs, your ass coming in the office.
Those the golden handcuffs, though.
Yeah, you coming in. Now, if you work for a small company, you make like 105 million.
Yeah, but exactly. But But y'all know just as much as me. Y'all don't. I mean, we don't work 8 hours straight. It's not like a warehouse. It's not a warehouse job.
Facts.
So, you know what I'm saying? So like
everything goes back to the warehouse. But go ahead.
It's my point of reference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When we talking about labor. You know what I mean? That's you know what I mean? But
it's not a warehouse job, so you know.
Yeah, what you say?
No, you say it's not a warehouse job, so you know.
Go ahead,
oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's not exactly. So you know, you don't have to. You go straight. You go to work. You probably work. You got to stand up. You know, and then
I don't do stand-ups. Go ahead.
I don't do stand. No way, y'all don't do stand-ups.
I don't because I don't
do stand-up either.
I'm audited, so
wow, that's crazy.
I don't need to be in there with development. When I come in, I'm auditing you. I don't need to be in there every day.
Man, Lou,
wow, that's crazy.
I'm assessor.
I don't got nothing on my calendar, man. I just
facts, man.
Let me not talk too much.
Yeah.
He said I got nothing on my
Yeah, pretty soon Gary gonna be doing overemployment, but we ain't gonna talk about
that. Sometimes I don't have nothing on the calendar. I'll be like this. I'll be like, y'all know who I am. I'll be like,
I'm really who I say I am, and who these people say I am. I'm really that. So
I'll be like, so don't bother me. I'm him.
Man.
Leave me alone.
My boss already told me we gonna come when your items due. We'll let you know. We ain't gonna be over you like that. I'm like, dude, I've been in the game for 40 years, player. You ain't gonna never micromanage me.
Yeah,
never ever.
When they,
but I'm old.
When you do something, see, and that's that cachet thing. You gotta do something great, and then don't nobody bother you no more.
Oh, fine.
Once you do something great, that's it. That's it. They'll bother you.
But the sad part though is, Gabe, and you know this is depending on where you at. Something great could be marginal at the company you've been at. Like True. I've been doing IRS, True. They don't know anything about IRS. I just start spouting IRS requirements. They think I'm the best thing. So slice spread. I'm like, dude, I've been doing this for 10 years. I know these like the back of my hand, right? So to me, that's marginal.
I used to think that self-promotion was like stupid. Like I'm like, that's so like a brown noser, like you trying to like raise yourself up. But it's like almost a necessity. Like you gotta self-promote because people won't know who you are, what you're doing, what successes or impact that you have to the business, except for if you self-promote. Like every blog I do, every interview, speaking at a conference, I put it in our organizational teams chat, where where our directors and managing directors, they can all see it. So they know. And so I don't know, man. And
let's be real. And a lot of young people don't know this is if you don't self-promote, when they start firing you, they already ranked you in your division you worked at.
Sure did.
So if you don't know where you ranked at, you need to figure it out because that's how order they gonna fire you at. So if you ain't self-promoting, man, so at some level you gotta self-promote because you gotta move yourself up high enough in the organization. Like I said, I was consulting. I think there was 100 consultants. I made it to the last 2, right? Because I was self-promote and people understand me. So you need to be doing that so you can get yourself ranked in your organization. And sometimes it's not about your skills. It's like who likes who rose with who graduated with who, right? But
about relationships and your network.
So you need to understand that. So part of that is self-promotion.
It is.
Oh, that's the gym. I need to say that again.
Zone up here trying to rat me out. I think my wife is listening. Because she was making noise or whatever. Let me go ahead. Okay, I know Citizen Loot is going live, so let me go ahead and
we're gonna go over to Citizen Loot. Everybody go over to Citizen Loot. Go to Citizen Loot.
Go ahead. He said, "Why? Oh man, he got another Elon cooking. Cooking. Let me go ahead and drop his link. Let me see. Citizen Loot. Are you going live anytime, PBO?
I'm thinking about Sunday, but I ain't made up my mind. I just went live the other day.
Let me know.
No, I ain't got nothing. Just real quick, somebody post something in there real quick I started my own consulting company. I was working with some other guys. They were doing more hardware because we did that in 2005. But when you start your own consulting company, that's a different monster. We had 15 employees. We didn't get payroll because the secretary didn't send it out. I had to write a $10,000 check out of my own bank account. So when people say that, right, and we talk about that, people make it sound like you can start a business easy. But when you're in the Fed space, that's a whole different monster. Go ahead. That's how I want it. I know you shut it down.
Consultant first. I remember you was telling us about that. Absolutely. Let me go ahead. I'm going to be listening to Lou. For all those who are here, go over to Citizen Lou. He's live right now. He's cooking Elon Musk. He doesn't like him. So he has he got some information on him. So thank you all for being here. Definitely appreciate you all for being here. And thank you. And Struggle Security, where we're normalizing struggling in cybersecurity. Come back for the next one. All right. Peace out. All right, man. Peace.
I see you, man.